Wow! It's your girl, y'all. It's the mule. I'm sending up fireworks and shooting stars, trying to connect to the people. Man, these YouTube streets ain't playing with us. Give me 1 minute, y'all. Try to let somebody come in. This is all impromptu. One moment. I just need to plug up my stuff. Hold on. Wow, what's good, Hood Therapy? Man, what's going on in these YouTube streets? Man, it's getting quiet. It's scary, right? I don't know what's going on. I'm missing Swab Boss, the Argument League. Y'all know that was my first home. Missing everybody, man. I done found all these channels. I promise you, it's like the black soap operas, y'all. The soap operas. I feel like I be watching The Young and the Restless, Days of Our Lives. But one thing about us, we put it down when it's us doing it, right? We just the Days of Our Lives and the um Young and the Restless with cussing, right? But honestly, we do 10 times probably less than them people do on them shows. But we just add flair to it. But yeah, I appreciate you, Hood. Hood, you be everywhere I be. You know that girl? I don't know. Man, you might be the same person. I was with with somebody and they were saying I was a doppelganger. They were trying to put everybody with a New Orleans accent, saying that basically was me. That was funny. But I'm trying to see in my live Hood Therapy. Are you on my channel or on you the Argument League? 'Cause this might confuse me because I'm trying to. No, I'm saying right now, which one did you click on? Are you with Suave at the Argument League? Because I'm trying to do something called Dual Cast. Yay! I'm on the Argument League because he ain't coming live over there. Yeah, he done abandoned us. Oh Lord, they done made this man. He done left us, and I'm like, I'm not for it. I'm really not for it, y'all. So let me see. Let me copy this link. Copy, and I want to post it in the chat because I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Do you see what I just posted? Oh, shit. All right, I just posted the link, y'all. And it said the Argument League posted it. Yay! But anyway, y'all, it is Tuesday. Tuesday. Suave, where you been? I need you to come up on. He probably working. Him and Sister Katrina be working, y'all. They be doing their own thing. You don't see the link? Okay. Now here's the thing. I don't know how to pin. Let me see. Put using time out. No. Star comments. Okay. So I don't know how to pin it yet, y'all. Y'all gonna have to teach me that. I just know how to highlight it. Yeah, that's all I really know how to do as of yet. But I'm learning. I'm gonna learn it. But yeah, I don't know. It's just so much going on. I'm waiting on Bam to go live. I'm waiting on everybody, and it's just to the point where now I was just over on Rue Channel, y'all. He said devastating. His Mike Green eyes. That shit had me rolling laughing, and you gotta hear the explanation for it. Also, I learned today that Jimi Hendrix is also Samuel L. Jackson. Just the way this man mind work, y'all. I mean, I was rolling laughing. I said, Lord. So, yeah. Anybody? What's up, Queen? What's up, Queen? Did you see the link? Yeah, but I mean, there's just so much going on these YouTube streets. Um, it's a lot of controversy. But like I said, to me, it's like we got our own uh black soap operas that be going on YouTube, right? And that shit entertaining as hell. But I'm a little scared of it, because I don't want nobody getting me caught up in it. Because I don't, I ain't ready to be fighting and all of that. I'm just not about that life. Hold on, did I click the argument league? Yeah, girl, you on the argument league too. Yay! I'm trying to bring Suave ass out of retirement. This is ridiculous. I mean, we need some voices of reason and shit, and I don't know what they done did to piss him off. They gonna run all the damn normal people away, girl. This is crazy, right? All the same people, and they gonna leave the what they said, the prison guards is all going away, and the inmates gonna run the prison. And I am no different, y'all. I am not any different because I enjoy a good rumble. But I never was one of those street people. You know what I'm saying? My daddy made me sit on a porch and watch shit. I'm not in the streets. I might stand on a curb, how the kids hold their hands out and try to balance themselves on a curb. That's the type of person I am. I walk the curb. I ain't in the street. I ain't all the way on the sidewalk where it's safe either. But I'm definitely not in the streets, right? Wait. Sorry, y'all. I'm cooking my dinner too. So I don't want to seem rude. You running the prison. I'm running the prison. Hi, Hulk 247. Smash the like. Yay, man. Because I don't know what's going on with Swab. He gave me this hit thing. I took my time just now figuring it out. And it's really easier than I thought. No, he's okay. Far as I know, he's okay. He just been really working. And I guess his daytime, he's doing doubles in the day. So I guess when he get home, it's just his time, him and Hurricane Katrina time. Um, and I've done that at different times in my life, had to, step away, but I just want to know him to know his presence is definitely missed because this is the only place that I can get you, MJ, and we always feel like this was a safe place, right? So over here, we had all of the weird people men coming. But you know they only can allow to go so far over here, right? Yeah, he is. He busy providing. Yeah, he providing for his family. Um, but so he gave me the authority. I haven't spoke to him in forever. Since he emailed me this a few weeks ago. But guess what? I figured it out, and I really believe. I guess I won't fully know if I'm on his channel. Well, y'all say I'm on his channel, but when I get off, I'm gonna go to the Human League and rewatch it and make sure that I'm over there too. But what I'm worried about is what if somebody's on the other channel and I can't see them either? So I don't know. But anyway, I've been in a lot of YouTube streets. I was over by you, the Queen Cascade, yesterday. And what was the topic, Queen? They had a guy who basically nobody, you in the clouds, just pop out if you hear. Oh, sister, nobody. Yeah, I bet you she missing the argument league too. She's missing it, yeah. And that's what I'm saying. We don't even see each other no more because nobody's over here no more, you know. But I'm gonna be over here until he decides to reoccur, I guess. I'm gonna try to start coming over here once a week. Um, just to pop in and, say, hey, uh, maybe if he get a break or something, he'll, grace us with his his appearance. I don't know. Hurricane Katrina hit the link. Let us know. Hit the panel, honey. Let us know. I love her. All right, Queen. Yeah, I see. I done learned how to do a little something.
Hey sis, can you hear me?
Hey, yeah, honey. Thank you for coming on up.
No problem, no problem. So what's happening in these YouTube streets on this side?
Oh, girl, it's just going in, like for real. This is like for me, it's my soap operas now. When I was a young girl, my grandmother used to watch. I don't know if y'all remember this
Days of Our
soap
Lives and
opera.
stuff.
Well, she was big on one called The Young and the Restless, y'all.
Oh, I
And
remember
there was
that.
a main guy named Victor Newman,
Mm.
right? And he was the main. Victor Newman was the main, and that's something every summer I would get addicted to and then be mad. I would call my grandmother and say, well, what happened today? And she would have to care. I'm talking about I was like 8, 9, 10 years old. She would give me the rundown on the soap opera.
Lord have mercy.
So
I do
yes.
actually remember like the Young and the Restless. Is it All the Days
Hmm.
of Our Lives with that sun time thing
Yes,
in the
that's the days
picture?
of our lives.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
When I used to come over to America for holidays, or Barbados and Jamaica have access to American television. So some of the days when it would be really, really, really hot, we just catch up on soaps and stuff.
So look, Rue did a whole stream. You remember the guy devastating for you who came on the panel when you were there with me on my
Yeah,
channel?
yeah, I remember.
Girl, he did a whole stream saying,
Who devastating or Rue?
Rue, he did a whole stream saying devastating for you is actually Mike Green Eyes. Girl, the shit was so funny the way he was breaking it down.
So hold on, it was this on Bum's channel or his channel?
No, it was on his channel, girl, but the logic he was using, it was like to be in somebody's brain who works like this, he would be an excellent conspiracy theorist.
So is Mike Green Eyes devastating for you, or
Girl,
it's
I
not?
don't know. I'm calling out devastating. You my boy devastating. Hit the link devastating. We gonna clear this shit up.
Okay, because I remember the
Big
other day
he made
there was a
sense
whole
though.
panic
Listen,
over
Mike
Mike
Green
Green
Eyes
Eyes.
always would say in the chat, somebody tell Bomb, check your email. Devastating always saying Bomb, check your email.
because I don't know if you saw this the other day. I think it was a few days ago. Yeah.
Uh,
Verbal, the verbal assassin. She did a stream because she was concerned about Mike Green Eyes because he sent her this Golden Girls type what's that song? Can't we be friends? So I've just woken up not too long ago, okay? Um so we're all concerned about him. She put out a PSA to say basically if anybody's seen him, let her know because she's concerned that he might do something drastic, unalive himself and stuff. So everybody was on high alert for a good few days, and then nobody heard from him. Everybody was scoping the chats to find him to make sure that he was okay. And then a couple of days ago, because Verbal pops up and she does her, drive and music and stuff like that. So she was going shopping with her daughter and stuff. And Mike Greenhouse popped into the chat. So obviously we were like, "Where you been? We've been worried about you." And he was like, "I'm fine." And he messaged Verbal. So Verbal was saying, call off the PSA. He's alive. He's fine. And she did another stream about it. So I'm a bit confused now because I think Verbal sort of let everybody know on the second stream that he's okay, that his previous email was very cryptic, and that he's got a lot to do, and that he's gonna go live his life, and when he's ready he will return to us. So I'm confused now. So what, he's come back into the fold but pretending to be devastating?
that's what I'm saying, man. That's the word on the street, and I'm gonna be honest. It
Oh,
was
this
so
is
funny.
too
It done
much.
convinced me. Devastating. I'm gonna need you to hit the link. Cause when I tell y'all, I was rolling laughing. I mean, and think about it. Mike Green Eyes has never, we never heard his voice. Have you ever heard his voice?
um
I
come
don't
to
remember
think of
him
it
ever hitting a panel.
no. Hold on a second. You know me with my dyslexic brain, I'm not sure.
And he used to be in everybody chat. So he didn't leave one chat. He left every chat. It's like he
Yeah, but like I
disappeared.
said, because he sent Verbal that cryptic email, and then everybody was concerned about him, and then he popped up, and then she's the one that said she read the email from, he got in contact with her behind the scenes and let her know that he was okay, that he's got some stuff to do. He needs to go basically live his life and earn money and be a man and all them kind of something. So it's like, okay, as long as he's okay, that's the main thing, because we're all putting stuff on our community walls. Anybody seen Mike Green Eyes? If you see Mike Green Eyes, tell him to
Okay,
get in
but
contact
look,
with
look
Verbal or
now.
one of us. Huh?
Who always putting stuff on a community wall? Who always bringing us the news every night? Who bring us the news? And who bring all the information? Devastating. It's like Mike Green has left off and Devastating picked it up.
Oh, so Mike Green Eyes, the kind Green Eyes left, and Devastating, the alter ego, appeared. It was some Spider-Man type shit.
Girl, I don't know if it's true, but I damn it, I'm believing it's true until I speak to Devastating myself.
Okay, well, in regards to Devastating, if you want to pull him out the woodwork, then you probably need to put his name in the title.
Oh shoot. Oh, how I go back and change the title? Because guess what? I ain't scared. I'll put his name in there. I just was putting the days of our lives because there's so many topics right now. So
Mhm.
another hot topic is okay. So wait, should I change it?
You can
No.
do if you want. It depends if it works from your side, because I know obviously YouTube UK is having issues every time you try to change the title. It says error. Try it and see what happens. But put something like if he's got his own channel and he's got enough people, then the tag should show up if you put devastating for you, or whatever his YouTube name is. Then hopefully if he's online, he should see it. Oh, what I was saying earlier was if Sister Nobody, if you're in the clouds, oh gosh. I don't know if you've seen what's recently been going on today, but I got
What's
some
going
I
on?
got huh?
What's going on, girl? Fill me in with the tea.
I got
That's
some
why I'm
tea.
tired of the days of our lives, girl, because there's so much going on.
I got some tea. So, go be on his ish, okay? So, he posted this. I can't remember if it was him or somebody else had posted this picture of this dude, this receding, balding hairline looking dude, yeah? And the question was posed on the
I
community
saw that.
wall,
I saw
who,
that.
who
I
is it?
saw.
So everybody's in the chat trying to work out and saying different names of who it is. So goes not long done a stream and I set my reminder, but because the construction and everything that I was dealing with, I've been asleep for part of today in it, or in between the construction stopping in it. So I woke up and they were part way through the stream and I was like, damn, okay. So I went back to the beginning of the stream and obviously Goats revealed who it is. So this picture of this balding dude belongs to the Roger Report. So I was like, because we were doing a review the other day of part of his stream and I've got to finish it off, I was like, I gotta give Sister Nobody the tea. I gotta let Sister Nobody know what I want, okay? So me get me screenshot and me tell Taz thanks for the image because the ladies are gonna want to see this. So later on, after I finish the one that we were doing yesterday about Themis and Though in regards to I can't remember the title now. Like I said, I've not long woken up. I'm gonna go back into the Roger Report if Nobody B turns up because I wanted her to finish the review with me in regards to his stream. So Goat was showing us the difference between the picture and the backdrop and the voice, and how the manholes on the panel must have roasted his ass because of how he looks. He was sitting with the camera on for how long and must have didn't realize. So let me get the
I
screenshot
don't
because
think
me
I've
was
ever
sure.
heard of him, the
Uh,
Roger Report, but I did see the video and I did see the picture of the guy with the
mhm.
balding head. And this is was weird. These guys be talking about women and talking bad about us as if they are like perfect. Hey, Sister Tequila, hit the link. But
Hey sis.
it's weird. It's so is the Roger Report. He dog women out too, right?
Well, the link that Sister Nobody sent me, she was talking about the last 45 minutes, but obviously some of the streams are really, really long, innit? So, you know me, I want to start at the beginning so I've got full context of what's going on. So, how far we got in was about an hour, I think. And him and the other guys on the panel are basically drilling this woman, but they're not listening to what she was saying. The lady clearly said in the beginning that she's not in a relationship because she's going through counseling, she's getting herself together, she's healing and doing all that. So they basically took apart her argument, and they'll protect their degenerate bro code. So all these other guys came on the panel to basically tear this woman apart. Well, I don't understand why she stayed. At the same time, because she'd never been over there before, it was her first time on the channel. I get why, you know what I mean? She probably didn't understand, but I wasn't fully aware that he was manosphere, a part of the Black manosphere. Like nobody's still getting used to different parts of the space and checking out different people's channels, and so she's the one that told me about him, or that link to that stream. So like I said, we only got into part one, but obviously when I've realized that this is the same dude from the Avatar icon that nobody was telling me about on the review, because obviously there's a lot of manholes that don't show their face and thing. So I was like, oh gosh, I gotta show the ladies this. I gotta show the ladies this. Obviously, credit goes back to the goat for it, but you know what I mean. I gotta show the ladies those who
I
haven't
saw
seen it.
that picture, girl. I fell out laughing, and then I was on the stream and I was laughing.
And
But
I've
I'm
still
like,
got your one
I
to finish as well, the one that you gave me. I've still got to do part two in regards to that as well.
and this is another question I have for today. I have a bunch of questions that I actually wrote out, things I've been seeing and thinking about. Okay, one is, do you think Do you think that all men and women cheat? Do you think all humans cheat? Do you think that it's a myth or a lie that humans are monogamous people, beings? Or do you believe that only the women should be or the men?
Um, okay, keeping it real.
Hmm.
Um, I think it's a nature versus nurture situation. Um, I think societal effects at the moment and other people's agendas. And obviously, when it comes to, oh gosh, celebrity and promoting certain parts of certain African cultures. But to me, I see a lot of PPP, which is poverty being polygamy. Um, at this point in time, with everything that's going on, and even listening to other content creators talk about how basically, and these are men, saying that men cheat more than women, by far. And I think they did a survey, um, was it within the last couple of years? I'm trying to remember what it was called, where they basically surveyed and it showed that I think it was like the figures was like over 70% in terms of the on the male side that was cheating. I can't remember, I'll be honest, I can't remember what the women's side of is. Um I'm sorry, y'all. My thoughts are all over the place because I ain't long woken up. Um, but I think at this point in time, because of everything that I'm kind of seeing going on, the celebrities are all over the place. Nick Cannon spreading his poverty peen all over the place, throwing off women's pH balances. A lot of these rappers are out, having baby mothers and stuff
You
like
said
that.
throwing off women pH balance. That's a
Yeah,
good thing.
because
I
they had the
haven't even
nerve to
thought about.
say.
But I was coming from it as from a Will and Jada, right? And
Mhm.
I come at it. I was just really thinking about this last night, and I was like, what would it take for my husband to convince me that we are in a that we can be in a oh shoot, somebody was trying to join, and Tequila, was that you? Come back, whoever it was, because I just saw it, and I guess it took me too long. By the time I saw it, I clicked on it and you disappeared. But anyway, hey Nichols Pickles. But no, I was thinking about it. Okay, just say if you was to go for that, right?
Mhm.
That basically means that one partner to you is not
Mhm.
enough. That's how I feel, right?
Well.
So to me, anytime you have a polygamous relationship
Mhm.
or what they call open relationships or whatever you want to label it, right?
Mhm.
It's basically saying you are not enough. That's how I take it. You're basically letting me know I'm not enough to sustain you or satisfy you. And
Okay.
I just was wondering from that point of view,
Mhm.
is that something that is normal for a lot of people? Because to me, it's so abnormal. And why would you accept somebody telling you you're never going to be enough for me? I'm gonna need more than you.
Mhm.
I don't know. I really want somebody to break that down for me. It's a lot of thoughts that I be having that I
Okay.
would like somebody from a polygamist or cheaters. Just say if you're a woman and you cheat a lot, or a man who have to cheat a lot. I
Mhm.
want to know why. You know what I'm saying? Like why?
Okay. Here's how I see it in my head. Okay. Like I said, nature versus nurture. So one of my aunts, she's Nigerian, and her background is basically she comes from Nigerian royalty. Her great grandfather was the ruler of Benin. So he had a whole heap of wives. Now, originally, polygamy worked like a business. Yeah. So, as I understand it, and other people might have other understandings of it, but this is how I understand it. Okay. Back at that period in time, it was about building wealth, it was about building community and looking at the houses or, different places in terms of the people as like a business structure. We also have to remember that, when it comes to hospitals and healthcare, there's certain parts of the world where they have a number of children because of the fact that healthcare is not good. They'll look at the fact that, you know, there's probably some of those children that might pass away. And then obviously they're looking at also when they get into old age that the kids are going to look after them. So the kids are their long-term investment for their basically their pension. The other part to it is how I understand it with my aunt is how her great grandfather did it is he had a number of wives, yeah. Each wife's family was given a specific purpose. So my aunt's side of the family, from her great grandmother, they were the doctors and the nurses. Okay, so they serviced the royal family. They were doctors to the king, there were doctors to, you know, the protege and all those kind of things. And then they were meant to build the hospitals, build the doctor surgeries, build the GPs, that part of it. Do you get what I mean? The other side of the family, you know, one of the other wives, they were giving like the banking industry. The other side was given, so everybody's given a role which amounts to what a typical community structure as we would know it would look like. So if you think of what's his name, is it Marvel's hierarchy? When it comes to a community, you need finance, you need healthcare system, you need somebody to be able to do the supply chain and food. And then there's other elements to it. So within their family structures, that's what from the royal side would be created. You're
Yeah,
basically
I
creating a
understand
business
what you're
structure.
saying. That
Mm?
sounds kind of like a governmental system. I'm talking about from the Negro system here in America, where all these
Okay.
people just cheating and
Hang
having
tight, hang tight, because this is why I'm
what they
giving you,
call entanglements.
yeah, yeah. This
Is
is why
it
I'm
just
giving you the
natural for men
background
to and
because
women to cheat?
this is why I'm giving you the background because this is how I understood it with polygamy. Yeah. And then obviously there's polyamory, which is as far as I'm aware, that's the woman having so many husbands, which happens in certain parts of Africa and other places. So what I've come to understand is there's other smaller versions of it. And then obviously you've got people that have translated it into something else. So when it comes to in America and in the UK, obviously there's certain parts that where polygamy is illegal. There's other parts where it's legal because you've got what you call them, the Mormons. And what are those other people, white people that also do it, where they have so many wives, like sister wives and all that kind of stuff. But I've come to the conclusion overall, depending on the family, who it is, because like I said, with my auntie's family, they had a purpose. I don't agree with it, but they had a purpose for the way why their structure was the way their structure was. They're looking to populate and take over. Oh, that's how it used to be, you know, when she was younger. But when it comes to the entanglement thing, I think that's a slightly different thing because with actual polygamy, there's supposed to be a structural formation to what it is that they're doing, their lineage, how they're growing as a community. Now, when it comes to the new age version, that's not about the same thing that I've seen in what was traditionally the structures that were there. To me, it's more of a case these days when it comes to like entanglements, Jada Will, and other people like Nick Cannon and stuff like that, that you've basically got no discipline and you want your cake and eat it, and you're in Hollywood, and really and truly, a lot of these people behind the scenes are doing similar things. They're partying, they're having orgies, they're sleeping with this, that, and the other person. You know, we even look at people like Cardi B and Offset. How many times has Offset, you know, cheated on Cardi? To me, it's about accessibility to vagina, basically. Half of these dudes have no dick discipline. They know they can get their cake and eat it. They know that they're in a financial position to command certain things. And some of the women that are around them are accepting of it. So to me, that's different, slightly different to the polygamy situation, or should I say, the traditional polygamy situation in what the new generations are creating now, because really and truly, the new generations are not about creating wealth and certain types of structures. Do you get what I mean? And the certain types of structures that used to exist in Africa are not the same as what exists now when it comes to America, UK, and other places. To me, it's greed. And like I said, no discipline. They want their cake. They want to eat it. They know that women are accessible. They know on top of it that, in some places there's 4 women to 1 man. So they will abuse it. And when it gets to a part in most civilizations where the women outweigh the men, population wise, a lot of the men tend to get lazy. So and they tend to date later, marry later, and there tends to be more divorces because of their unsatisfaction in staying in a relationship where they know that there's younger women who are virile, who are able to produce more children and stuff like that. So to me, it's about discipline, and half of these dudes ain't disciplined these days, Mule. Oh, Sister Mule, you there? Okay, let me give her a minute. Um, I think they know that there's a
No,
benefit.
I completely agree. It's no discipline, but I mean,
Mhm.
it's just seemed to me where it's just become acceptable, honestly, that everybody's gonna be a damn cheater. I mean, if you tell somebody you've been married a few years, they be like, "Whoa!" like it's some shit that's unheard of, and it's really not unheard of. It's
Yeah,
like all of a sudden, like I hear them say certain people like are unicorn or this is a unicorn. That ain't no unicorn. That is what used to be considered regular people, regular life, and now it's the unicorn.
I get that. At the same time, you had a lot of men back in the day, okay, where it wasn't maybe spoken about in public, but Papa was a rolling stone.
Exactly.
Wherever he laid his hat was his home. So there was a lot of women back in the day where the husband was going out and creating babies on the side, or maybe sleeping with somebody else, and some of the women would know about it and just keep it on the down low to protect the family structure and to protect the children. So to me, it's not as unusual, but it's more so come to the forefront now. And because a lot of the men are pushing it to the forefront, and now we're in an age where you have technology, you have devices. You have to remember, you got Brother Polite out there with his how many women running around. You got Nick Cannon talking about he's got how many baby mothers, and with his preferences, so it's become more socially acceptable because people are pushing it out there to the forefront to make it acceptable, to make it normalized. It's about the way that women decide to push back against it, and some women are accepting of it because they know that some of these emotional dust mites are not going to control their pain. So, and some of the other women, are not black women. Nick Cannon's into his preferences, and they're willing to accept it if it means being transactional and getting the bag. So, not everybody, but there's a lot of people that have their price when it comes to these situations if they know that they're going to be comfortable. And they know really and truly when it comes to celebrity, if you think about it, the basketballers in the NBA, they've got their wives. Look at Shaq O'Neal. Yeah, he's admitted openly that he has regret. He's admitted in the last, what was it, interview, that he realizes now that Shawnee O'Neal was the best thing that ever happened to him. She gave him his children, but he was young, dumb. He was around a group of men that were always cheating. Um, and he realizes, he lost one of the best things in his life in regards to his family circumstances. Because usually with them, like I said, there's a lot of these guys around social circles and they're
And
socially
boy, not to cut you
influenced.
off, I just don't want you to leave that subject because
Hmm.
you knew she really loved him because she divorced him
Hmm.
and kept custody of his outside kids. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? It was like, I'm done with you, but these are my babies. So it was like Come on, man. She
And
loves
I
them
rate her
kids.
for it as much as they, because they like to call her Shani Nostril and all those kind of things. You took on the and not every woman is in a position to do it or can find it within themselves to get past that, and I understand it. Everybody's circumstances is different, but the fact is she didn't have to take on illegitimate children, even though they're children and children are a blessing. Her husband went out there and did foolishness, but she still took those children on and kept them. So I have big respect for what she tried to create and what she's doing and the business acumen that she comes with. Do you get what I mean? I love to see women that have, boss moves and all that kind of thing. So even he realizes how many years later that he was, young, naive, and dumb, and looking at all the other NBA players that had wives themselves or long term girlfriends, and they were out on the road cheating, having orgies, sleeping with women in every state. And outside of that, we see it time and time again, like in the Navy, in the Army, in the military. A lot of these dudes have women in every country or women in different ports. It's even got that way here when it comes to bus drivers in different cities. They've got a girl in every city. So we've got to a
Hey,
point.
Lilith. But no, not to interrupt your thought, but I just feel like here in America,
Yeah, yeah.
it is that thing that they teach the old men. If you go on any of these panels, it's the old men with the gray beards
Mm-hmm.
teaching the men player shit from the 60s and 70s. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
And
most
never do this for
definitely.
a woman and never do that for a woman. And it sounds so hateful and angry.
That's why I say when I'm referring to popcorn
But Queen,
pimping, that's
they
what I'm
don't
talking
have
about.
women of their own. This is the thing. And
Yeah,
they're sitting
because
up here schooling the younger guys and calling them names and trying to make them, hate women basically, or to treat them like they're the pimp and the woman is a hoe, even if she's not one.
hmm because they want
This
the
is
degeneracy. I call it popcorn pimping
mhm.
because I've seen the footage from the 60s and the 50s in America where it was like guys were supposed to be working and some of them were working, but there was a high amount that was down the pool hall, that's on the streets, that's trying to sell clothes, about their image when they could have been doing stuff for their families. So to me, this is why I call it the dust apocalypse, because it's like the older generations are passing on the dust to the younger generations. And I've seen and witnessed it for myself in terms of the way that the older men, you've got, Toothless, Bobby Rashawn, and other of these emotionals that are online and in the manosphere, even KS, and you've got Fresh and Fit, and you've got a lot of young boys watching them. Do you get what I mean? Like, I wasn't aware of half of these people until it popped up in kids' playgrounds here. We're talking about teenage children in ages 12 to 16. I wasn't aware of these people until my daughter started asking questions, other family members' kids started asking questions, or me doing the youth work. Do you get what I mean? I'm out on the playground, or you listen in and you listen to conversations, and then it's like, okay, let me go and research these people. So I know for a fact that it is having an impact on the youth, because I wouldn't have found out about it if it wasn't for those children having conversation about these grown ass men. At the same time, this is what I'm saying to you about the accessibility of the internet. Do you get what I mean? Like, obviously, I'm here in the UK, you're in the US. We have, with technology, at the click of a button, we're able to access different places all over the world. And with these young boys and these young men, people are talking about, women and our influence on them, but more so societally, they're going to go after role models that look like themselves, or people that they think are cool, which is the other men, or should I say, because some of them I don't consider men, I consider them males and emotional dust mites. They're attracted to that because they're the ones that look cool. They're the ones that are the bad boys. They're the ones that are getting all the gal or the tings or the pum pum or whatever it is. They're the ones that are rolling around using, abusing women, but benefiting from it and making it look cool. So you've got people like, what's his name, Nature Boy. He's running around with a group of women. This is most of these dudes down low. This is most of their fantasies in their heads, to have a harem of women that they have access to do whatever they want with. And they support the degeneracy because there's a lot of dudes out there that are getting away with it, and the ones that are not able to get away with it, they will support the ones that are getting away with it because they want to see it continue and flourish. So that's not true of every single man. Okay, to me, there's a difference between men and males and these emotional dust mites. Do you get what I'm saying? But there's a lot of them that, even being men, that silences complicity and letting the degenerate bro code continue to escalate and go ahead by not stepping forward and saying that we're not gonna, partake in this degeneracy or calling it out. Do you get what I mean? So if you continue to say nothing about it, then to me you're a part of the problem if you're not doing in your actions and your words. So when it comes to the males and the emotionals, they want to see the destruction of women. They want to see women under manners. They want to see women controlled, and for them to be able to control them, because a lot of these dudes, they'll scream white supremacy and SS victimhood and SS defeatism and scream boo the white man, and they're being controlled, quote unquote, by white supremacy and stuff, and they can't control the dominant race. So the only thing left to do is to control the women within your race and keep them under your foot. So that's how me feel about it. People may not agree, but that's what I see.
Okay, but the original question is it one person not enough? Because I'm keep hearing about this here polygamy.
Mm-hmm.
One guy has
Mm-hmm.
3 wives,
Mm-hmm.
or these entanglements where it's okay, or open marriages.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still like, so when these people get together with you,
Mm-hmm.
do they tell you up front that you're shit, that you'll never be enough for me, that I need more than you? Because I wonder, as a human being, as a woman, how
Mm-hmm.
I would take that if that was something my husband had told me in the beginning, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I always wonder, like, what type of mindset do you have to have, or what type of self-esteem or thought process is going through your head to make you agree to something like that? That's really where I'm coming from, because in my mind,
Mm-hmm.
is no way in hell I would agree with that, right? But
Well,
it's so many people who are falling into the what did you call it? The nature boy and all of it. It's so
I
many
call it
people.
PPP, poverty, P, and polygamy.
Yeah, but if you look at these women and the men,
Mm-hmm.
they're not hideous looking people. They look normal, right? They're beautiful,
Some of
are
them.
pretty, considered, average or something, right? So what is it that's going on with them that makes them susceptible to somebody telling them, "Oh, y'all my wives, oh, y'all my husbands"? I mean,
Well, obviously, you got women that have grown up with different versions of the culture. Like, obviously, if you've got people that have come over from Africa to America and the USA, they may have grown up
yeah, but this
seeing
is
in
not the
their.
case. This are Negroes right here from America
Hold
that's
on,
falling for this
hold on. Let me
BS.
finish. Let me finish. You've got people that have come over, yeah, from Africa. And it's not just Africa. Like I said, there's people that have traveled over there, see how things work, and they like the way that it looks. But we've seen it numerous times. There's been numerous cycles in the past where different people have tried to do it. As far as I'm concerned, with a lot of these dudes, they're not satisfied. And in some ways I appreciate the honesty when people say one person wouldn't be enough, because then you know where you stand in terms of whether you're gonna continue in that relationship and know that you're never
But
gonna
does
be
that
enough for
mean
that
that
person.
person who understands that they're lesser, that they're not enough, that you're
um
basically being told that you're never enough, you're not enough? Because that is ultimately what the hell you're being told. I need 3, 4 wives. Oh, okay, so I'm not enough for you. That's basically what you're telling me.
well,
And
the
it
way
doesn't
I'm
not it
seeing
don't I
it,
don't care about the fucking spin that they can put on it. That's
Mm-hmm.
all ultimately. Which, if I told my husband today, baby, I need four husbands,
Mm-hmm.
I'm basically telling him you ain't enough for me.
Yeah, and
Ain't
basically that's what
nothing
it comes down
around
to.
it. So it goes to me with the self-esteem, the IQ levels, what's the desperation levels, and all these women in these polygamy things, pick me's. I mean, so desperate just to say I have a piece of man is better than having no man at all. I mean, for you to fall to that low of an extent, and I'm not
Mm-hmm.
saying people where it's cultural, because let me tell you something,
Mm-hmm.
cultural and religious shit is brainwashing from birth. So it becomes normal for those people. So that's why I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
go into Africa or to different cultures. Not
Mm-hmm.
trying to diminish them, but
Mm-hmm.
I do understand that when you're bred into something,
Mm-hmm.
it becomes second nature for you. It's so normal for you. It might be weird for me, but it's normal
Mm-hmm.
for you because you grew up in it. So
Yes
that's
and
the reason.
no, because the reason why I brought it up is because I've got a lot of friends and I've got a lot of other family members that have been grown up around that, and they've decided against that for themselves. Like my aunt, when I asked my aunt about it, she was like, well, she could have had how many husbands if she wanted, but she saw the stress. And I've got another there was a guy that I used to date, and he came from a polygamous family. And before I even got into the dating phase with him, you're asking questions about circumstances, where they come from, what they believe in. And he admitted that he came from a polygamous family. His dad had 8 wives, and it was never going to be something that he wanted to include in his life, because he saw the stress, he saw everything that went into providing for 8 families, being stretched to your limit, to the point that depression, want to drink, and all the other things that go in with it, and then the impact that it has also on the kids. So there are some that
Yeah, but
see
I
that
just want to
lifestyle.
mention this here.
Mm?
I actually worked when I lived in Norfolk, Virginia. I worked with a lady,
Mm-hmm.
and her mom
Mm-hmm.
had four husbands, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And they were Chinese, some kind of Asians, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she told me, she said, "Oh no, it's normal." And
Mm-hmm.
I just couldn't believe that shit was normal.
Mm-hmm.
But where she was from, it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't men had a lot of wives. It wasn't a lot of women. So the
Mm-hmm.
women over there have a lot of husbands.
Mm-hmm.
And I promise you, this is something that they talk about like it's so normal. It's just abnormal to me.
It's
But what
abnormal
I'm
to you, but obviously it's normal to them. That's
but
their
but no,
reality
what
that
I'm
they're
saying
on.
is with her culture, because
Mm.
for 40 years they had it to where you only have one child. So
Yeah,
for over a course of 40 years, most people aborted the girl child.
yeah, I
So
remember that, the one
women
child
are
rule
in such
policy.
a sparse commodity that
Mm-hmm.
the men are willing to pay their family, pay a huge dowry for the mom, and then she have to share. Like if this one person has in their family four boys, she'll be all of their husbands.
Mm.
I mean all of their wives,
Mm-hmm.
and that has become normal over there. And they don't talk about this, but I looked it up, y'all, and
Mm.
this shit is real in China. But because it's like 10 men to one woman over there. They don't want to
That's
talk
why you
about why
got a
these
lot of them that
Asian
are.
men are out here trying to date black women, date
Yeah,
every white women, because there ain't no women over there.
yeah. Obviously, you had the one child rule policy, which
Uh
meant the
huh.
the extermination of a lot of women. And this is what happens when you don't see the value of women, or the benefits of what women
And
bring
the
in regards to legacy and
homosexuality
everything
rate
else.
has surpassed, um, what's the highest homosexuality place in the world is what? Israel, right? And then it's probably what? San Francisco and then Atlanta. I mean, the homosexuality, they don't want to talk about it. In China is ridiculous. It's
Mm-hmm.
ridiculous.
This is what I say to women when it comes to dating men of other cultures. If you're going to go that way, then you need to understand the background of those cultures, so every culture has degeneracy in it. Do you get what I mean? It's learning what their version of degeneracy looks like. And even within the Asian community in other parts of the like South Asian, Pakistani, Bangladeshi, they have their own forms of degeneracy within, you know, certain types of homosexual acts, but within certain parts of their culture, it's not seen as sex. Do you get what I mean? So to them, you know,
Well, when
they'll
it's
be.
10 to 12 men per woman,
Hmm.
they really ain't got no choices over there.
Yeah, yeah. With the
Unless they get
Chinese,
lucky, because a lot of them now are working in Africa. And you see how the population of the Chinese are growing in Africa with
listen,
the
y'all
black,
know.
it's
Y'all
going
know I've
crazy over
spoken
there.
on the Chinese and how they're maneuvering like ants colony. They've gone into the
Should raise the
Caribbean and
driller gangs smoking on them dead ops. Watch out
you
for the
know,
monkeypox.
the Chinese move like an ants colony. And I've been saying for a long time that the black communities in Africa and the Caribbean need to be really careful, and they've not listened, and they're defaulting on loans. China is going in there slowly, taking over their resources. They've been doing it to Jamaica for a hot second, and this is because the dudes are lazy. The dudes don't want to do the work. If they were doing the work, there would not be a need on the level. Yeah, investment might be there from China, but because people don't want to do the work and it's easier for them to allow people in and just get paid off. And people like to see green, but they don't understand. I've said to you, Blasian explosion is going to be coming in the next 2 decades. Remember, I told you, okay? Because these, like you said, because there's 10 men to one women, they're sending out their sons to different parts of the world, the UK, the Caribbean, everywhere that's got resources, and they're starting up their own businesses, and they're marrying into the cultures so that they can get their citizenship. And then they do what's similar to the Pakistanis and the Bangladeshis do. They send for their other family members, and create other businesses. They may have, like in parts of the Caribbean, in Jamaica, there's certain places where there's Chinese behind the scenes, but it's black people in the front. So unless you really ask questions or take notice of Wagwan with certain areas, you would think it's a black person running it. But no, it's Mr. Chin. It's Mr. Chin behind the scenes, that's running things. And they're more out in the open now, because when I went in 2015, I was surprised how many malls, how many buildings had popped up, and the Jamaican government had basically stopped the contracts with the road workers and construction that they had in Jamaica and made a deal with China. So they had a whole heap of Chinese people coming over to do the motorways and resurfacing of the roads in Jamaica. And then they made more deals in terms of having more people to come over and create malls and businesses. So there's a whole heap of new malls that behind the scenes are run by Mr. Chin and his people. And they've bought out, like, there was a story that I've told before, and this is a true story. Years ago, China was asking Jamaica and other Caribbean islands to grow ginger, to grow sugarcane, to grow certain things, and Jamaica and other places were lazy about it. So basically, China's gone in there. They've bought up the land. They've bought up rum factories. They're part owners in different things that make money out there. They've bought up some of the sugarcane fields. So, I have, it pisses me off to see, the elders that I knew that saved their money, sent money back home so people could keep the land going in Jamaica, and people have got lazy, not paid the taxes, spent the money frivolously buying, Dom Perignon and whatever shit, and Nike Jordans and Air Maxes and shit, instead of doing what they were supposed to do with the land. And then the government's been collecting all the land back in that hasn't, back is owed back taxes, and hasn't been kept up to date with whatever the deal was with the government, and they're selling it on to the Chinese and the white people and the other people that have got money to spend. So
And
Jamaica
this
and
is
other
what I
islands have
think
done themselves
about
a
that so
disservice.
far as foreign policy. I think it's stupid for the US, Jamaica, all these places to let a communist country buy their land, and you are not allowed to buy Chinese land.
You caught that? Okay, good, good. You caught that. We can't go over and buy into their land because of their strict communist policies. But also, there's a lot of these men that look at China
You
and
know,
they
in
like the
China,
fact that
you
there's
can't buy their land because they're communists, so the government pretty much got to own 99% of their land, right?
yeah.
And but you will allow this foreign country to come and buy this land. I mean, how smart are these people?
This is what I'm saying. Like people think that what's it called it with the Chinese? It's not that. I look at their structure, I look at their business, and I have respect for the game that they play in making sure that their people are into positions. Do you get what I mean? There's a number of
No,
places that
I
they've brought
respect it
out.
too. I respect it, yeah,
I
because their
respect the
game
hustle.
is vicious. Watch.
Do you get what I mean? They're hustling, and the joke for me is a lot of the guys respect the fact that it's a communist situation with men that are running the government, but they don't look at the impact, the wider implications of what you're saying, like the fact that you can't buy into China. You may be able to rent a shop or two out there, or may be able to go in a business, but they're going to keep you at arm's length because they want the money to come into them. And then there was another situation where I asked somebody, and I was like, how are y'all able to go out there and you're creating all these businesses and stuff? Because there's been a number of British, technically, heritage places and places that are in terms of, food and culture when it comes to British culture that have long belonged to the British. But behind the scenes now, when the recession happened and with the recent stuff that's happened during the pandemic, the Chinese have been able to come in there and use it to their advantage. And one of the people was telling me that in certain parts of China, they're giving interest-free loans. I don't know if this is still happening now. This was how many years ago when I had the conversation with this guy. And he was saying to me, he was saying basically some of the banks are giving interest-free loans, and they've made a deal with their people to be able to bring people over. And once they build their business, they have to give back to the community back in China. So I was like, oh, y'all are getting interest free. Not everybody, but certain parts of China, in certain banking industries to help the businesses grow in it. I mean, when you've got over 1.5 billion people, you're gonna have to look at the economic growth. You're gonna have to look at the fact that eventually their land is gonna, the way that certain parts are toxic and nuclear bombs and all those kind of things have happened, that they need to make homes in other places to keep their culture going. So this is why I say they're like an ants colony, the way they move out and do certain things.
Yeah, but I still want to talk about how are American women
Hmm.
susceptible to this, and men, if there are any men, to
Hmm.
this culture of being cheated on and or polygamous shit or entanglements, right?
Well, think of
And
it in regards
I
to.
still I feel like we are not developed that way here. We're not taught that as children. At least I wasn't in New Orleans. I don't know how these people are. But when I watch this nature boy shit and I watch these here Israelite shit,
Hmm.
this is all new to me. But
Hmm.
I keep seeing these women and they're so easily like, oh well, yeah. And I hear this guy David Johnson
Oh
talk about
God.
he got 3 wives, right? And I'm thinking to
Hold on.
myself, are
Are we
your
talking?
wives
Hold
this?
on, sis. Are you talking
Mhm.
about David Johnson, the asshole? That David Johnson?
Girl, yes. He bragging that he got 3 wives, right?
Oh
But
God.
my thing is, how much low self esteem? Because I keep questioning myself, could I go for that, right? And the
Hmm.
whole thing would be no, because I wasn't raised like that, first of all.
Hmm.
Second of all, I'm not in a religious cult, right?
Hmm.
But third of all, I think ultimately it would be him telling me I'm not enough for you. So that means I need to find somebody that I'm enough for.
Hmm.
And I just think the world is telling people that this is okay. This
Yeah,
is not okay. This is not normal. This is not should not be acceptable.
it's become
And
normal.
and you can talk about ancestors did shit. ancestors did a whole lot of shit. Slavery was legal. It was a righteous thing at one point. You know, a lot of hateful, evil shit was normal. And
Mm,
I hate when people keep trying to say about some old days and how things were back in the day. Just because it happened a long time ago don't make it right.
mhm,
And it's just like to me, these people they find the weakest souls. And I'm not trying to shit on those people because some of them seem like they're really sweet people.
mm,
But how much low self-esteem you have to have for yourself to let somebody make you a third wife or a fourth wife? You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't be a normal human being yourself. Your self-esteem levels can't be on a normal level. For you to feel that inadequate as a human being, to not at least want your lover, your purpose, your person who you want to be with to want you just as much as you want them. It's just to me, it just I could not imagine my husband coming home saying, "Baby, I need four of y'all." Like, what would I do? You know what I'm saying? His it's just I don't know.
mm,
But it's like these women in these Israelite cults and all of this here, it's like, well, it's the Bible. Girl, it's so much contradiction in that Bible. It's so much things that went wrong in that book. And it was
mm,
written by men. And you sit up here and put all your life into that. They
mhm,
don't even believe in the Bible. Them Hebrew Israelites, them men cuss, swear, cheat, lie, gamble, steal. They the worst human beings put on this planet. And these women sit up here and want to believe like these are good people. These are horrible people, man. These niggas is all drug addicts, drunks. I mean, they are the worst of the worst that I see with the Israelites. Seriously, they're like niggas that escape convicts. Like for real, this is a jailhouse religion, and I have more respect for the men in the Muslim men that learned about Islam in jail than I do for these guys. These guys are freaking horrible. Okay, it keeps saying to invite a guest, and then when I click on it, who is that? Come back. Because this is the problem with this here. You have to constantly be looking at the screen. And so if I turn my head, I'm cooking actually, guys. Okay, let me see. Is that you, Queen? Okay.
Sorry
Queen?
about that. It's me, Queen. I was
Oh,
on
I'm
my
sorry.
phone when I was talking to you earlier, but for whatever reason, when it comes to StreamYard, it overheats my phone after a period of time.
Oh,
So I've signed in on my laptop to come back and have the conversation with you.
no, I'm just saying, like this. These people sit up here and want to brag that they got three wives. I don't even worry about the men. I'm worried about what type of what's going on with this poor woman that she would lower herself to think this is shit is acceptable. Not just with the Israelites, with the whole polite and the whole
Mhm.
young, what's the guy, Young Thug? I mean, what's the
Young
guy who?
Pharaoh,
No, not Pharaoh, the one who was on the island with the people.
the one that was what? Sorry.
Hey, Tejon, the young boy. What's the one who was on the island with the people? He in jail now, I think.
Oh God, there's that many of them in jail that I got. Are you talking about
Yeah.
Polite or somebody
Nature
else?
Boy,
Nature
Nature
Boy?
Boy.
Nature
Yes.
Boy?
Yeah, and I mean he had like 5 or 7 women and like 5 men also. What could he convince these men and women? Okay, let's just say Nature Boy.
Hmm.
He's dual sex, right? He do both ways, right?
Hmm.
What could imagine the pimping, the talk, the verbiage that he told
Hmm.
these people? Yeah, I need all
That's
y'all.
exactly what it is.
It's
Mule.
like,
It's
and how
literally
do they?
pimping. This is what these dudes are doing. They're pimping. It's just a different form of pimping with the Lilith. I love when you say polygamy. What did you call it? Polygamy. because that's what it is. It's just a different than the polygamy or the poverty being polygamy that I see today. It's basically popcorn pimping.
Oh, she
It's
put
these guys,
polygamy.
yeah, it's these guys that are basically pimping women, because if you look at Nature Boy, or people call him Naker Boy, he's basically utilizing the women's benefits, their welfare. He's not doing anything. He benefits from the women. Do you get what I mean? So he gets to quote unquote rest in his femininity. And there's a lot with some of these other emotional dust mites that are out here doing it. They're not doing the responsible thing as men that are supposed to be going out, providing and protecting for all these different families that you're creating. This to me is just another form of pimping, but on a bigger scale. And I think part of the normalization has come through music, has come through rap, has come through the image of black men having all these beautiful women around them. And all these other guys want to replicate that. They want to be worshipped. This is basically what it is. It's black male worship. They want to be worshipped. They want to be looked after like they're kangs. You know how I talk about the kangs. Okay. Kangs with no kingdom. Okay, they're the ones that it's the men that are really more so benefiting from this, not the women. The women are more so brainwashed and indoctrinated, especially the ones over Nature Boy. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah,
In
but
regards
if you
to,
look at those ones with Nature Boy, those are some pretty young ladies, and you're like, damn, And then a lot of them wasn't even as young as I thought. Some of them were like in their 30s, and I'm
hmm
like, girl, you are so beautiful. What would make you think
hmm
that you would deserve some type of man like this? You know what I'm saying? A monster. And I mean, he had those women fighting each other. He had them
hmm
doing the most, like to prove they love to him. Hell to the no.
I don't think they see the fact we see a monster mule, but I don't think they see a monster. They see a savior, somebody that saved them from
Hey,
potentially
Tajon.
whatever
Hey,
it was
Tequila.
that they were dealing with before.
Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy to me, though. It's like y'all are so beautiful. When I watch those stories, I be on Triple C's Treehouse,
I
and
was
when
gonna
I
say
watch,
Tripsy is the one that should be talking about this because she covers Nature Boy and Polite.
yes, that's why I be saying, girl, these YouTube streets be popping. I be on Triple C's, y'all. But when I be watching Trip C's, I be like, act like, why? How? This is something. How, I know she's telling the story, right? On
Mm,
on what's happening. She's just basically reporting what's happening, Trip C.
mm, mhm.
But what I'm saying is, I be want, and I know she can't answer for these women. But what would make y'all beautiful girls go that route to think like this is what you deserve in life?
I got to
No,
answer for
man.
all that. I got to answer for that, Miss Mule. I got to answer for all of that. Hey, Go family, and the League
Hey,
family. Listen,
beautiful Tanjon. Hey, Tequila.
Hey,
I'm not
ladies. I was off screen. Sorry, I didn't see you there. Hey,
looking
Tequila. Hey, Tejan.
beautiful, beautiful Queen Cascade. That's always Miss Beautiful Tequila. Listen, I'm not gonna be on here long. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. I figure this shit out, okay? And then I'm
Mhm,
gonna just gonna hop right on off and listen to y'all dialogue like the beautiful
mhm,
sisters and queens that y'all are. Shout
mhm,
out to Suave B, brother man, brother man. Listen, the reason why women, especially in our calibers, black women mainly, okay, just
mhm,
accept anything and everything. Because I was once in almost in a shoe like that, is because we came because we were fed low self esteem and not developed low self esteem. Only low
mhm,
self esteem women would just take and accept anything because she was already told without me it will be nobody. Nobody gonna want you.
mhm,
You know, I did everything to you. What the next man gonna do? The next man ain't gonna do to you what I've already done to you. So you know what I'm saying?
Hey,
No,
go
mhm,
mine. Hit the link. Go mine. Hit the link.
yeah. So it is kind of mind control. But see, this is what simping does. This is simping when they pander
mhm,
to women and get them thinking, oh, this is a good man, this is a good man, it's a good man. As soon as he gets you behind closed doors, that that it begins. Okay, that's
mhm,
they pander to the mind. They pander for the panties. It's not
mhm,
Sims can't get women. Sims been getting women. It's just they abuse them. They take from
mhm,
them. Simps want resources. These
mhm,
Tad's not a simp. You know, he got a wife. He don't have
mhm,
multiple baby mamas. He got a wife.
mhm,
Okay, he don't
mhm,
have 8, 9, 10 different baby mamas, and then maybe occasionally a dude on the side. That's a simp. He's not a
Mm-hmm.
simp. He don't fit that description. Only a
Mm-hmm.
simp would call another man who's married a simp just to get it off the heat off of him.
Mm-hmm.
Simps don't love women. They just
Mm-hmm.
love what they can get out of women. Okay,
Access.
if you're dumb enough, I mean, that's how he perceives us. If you're dumb
Mm-hmm.
enough, he gonna stick by you until you get smart. Once you start getting smart, he about to leave you to go to the next broad. Now, that being
Mm-hmm.
said, I found out the men who sleeps with multiple different women who say they got bitches and multiple bitches that I'll drop you to leave you to the next women. He's basically trying to save himself because he is really a homosexual. Let's just say this shit one more time. Uh,
Oh,
so
girl, you said a mouthful because I was just talking about the old 70s exploitation films with all of the pimps, right?
it's
All of
right.
Mm-hmm.
those pimps would cross
Yes.
the
Hi,
room
All
and
y'all.
of
wear
I
high
wasn't
heels.
near my phone, but hi,
Hey,
everybody.
hey,
Hey,
tequila,
hey,
Sister
but didn't
Kayla.
all of those pimps look feminine, like extra
yes, they
effeminate men?
did. Now, let me say this, and then I'm gonna get up out of here. You're right, Neil. This is because I understand why brothers be glorifying Goldie and they never liked Candy Tangerine Man. They never liked Dolomite, but they sure did love what you call it, Goldie and someone else. I forgot the one that called himself a pretty boy. What you call it? Superfly. Well, because they were feminine.
Mm-hmm.
They were feminine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, these were some
Mm-hmm.
feminine pimps, but now they became simps. You know, their offsprings became simps, and what
Mm-hmm.
simps do is they pander for panties. But they got multiple phone numbers. They trying to prove to themselves that they like women, but they over and that's why they got these baby mamas. Nick Cannon is a prime example. Dirty, dirty.
Dirty
What?
Dick.
Yeah, dirty Nick Cannon. Okay, he's one of them. He's talking about these white women he's sleeping with got dirty. 80% of them are nasty, but then he wants to throw a black face in there. Baby, you've never been with a black woman, sweetie. Mariah Carey don't count. Her mama white. So
Mm-hmm.
please keep that. You don't want cheerleading in the cheerleaders trying to blow a dude. So listen, these are just men who be with multiple different females. You got to be with multiple different women talking all this mess. Listen to the ones that be on YouTube, especially the ones that go up the pass or go up the swab. The ones talking about, that's why I got bitches. You don't check these bras because they're fucking gay. They just haven't come out yet.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to
Preaching the word
realize
there.
Well, I do have something to say to what you just said, Joe. And girl, I kind of agree with you on the thing of them being gay. And here's the thing, because just like Nature Boy, he sleeps with a lot of women, but he also sleeps with men, and he believes trans women are better than natural women. Plus, um, what's his face? R. Kelly, the man,
Mm-hmm.
he sleeps with a bunch of women, but we also found out he was messing with little boys too,
messing with right,
and
including one of his
grown
sons,
men.
including one of his sons. That's why
And
his
well, and then hold on. And what's his name? Y'all was talking about Nick Cannon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nick Cannon. We find out he was twerking for what's his name?
Cow.
Uh,
Who
he
loves
was
orange soda? Kel loves orange soda.
yeah, he was dressed up in a cheerleading costume, twerking for him, and Cal under the covers, masturbating, being nasty. So a lot of these men that sleep with a bunch of women be kind of gay on the low. Well, not kind of gay, like gay on the low.
Man, it's
That's
wild
I
because I
don't know
never
about
heard that
that much
about no Nick
because my
Cannon.
daughter's father used
yeah.
to my daughter's father was see I figured it out finally. You know, all this is teaching me something because it goes back into my daughter's father. My daughter's father, he always looked at himself as the pretty boy. Always was focusing on his hair because he turned his mixed his biracial hair into locks so he could let people know he a black man, but yet you look freaking Polynesian. You know what I'm saying? You look like you're Uso. You know what I'm saying? But he was a black and Filipino. Here's the thing. He used to glorify the Mac all the time. He glorified Goldie and Superfly and all that other stuff, right? All the time. And then he was so mean to me, like so mean for no damn reason. Like it was so confusing to know what the hell this Negro wanted. You know what I'm saying? Without him wanting to get up and just put his hands on me. Then you taking my money. Then you living rent free off me. You was simping. You were talking to other women behind my back, but then you were also glorifying men, talking about worshiping your feet. So see, I had to think about that type of shit. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So y'all gotta be careful when these dudes. Let them talk themselves into out of a relationship. There was a guy who tried to get at me. Have the nerves to be a damn dusty talking about man, me and this female, we broke it off, man, because she owns some other stuff. And right there told me right there, oh yeah, I'm not fucking with no simps, dude. I wish women can stop sitting up there saying I will accept a simp, baby. You don't want that. You don't want that headache, baby. You gonna wish. Watch your words. Y'all don't know what that shit is. Those who
Mm-hmm.
think simps are cool and they're sweet and they protect women, they are goddamn lie. Don't fall for that shit. That's poor pimping. Simping is just poor pimping. And they're trying to fight for the fact that they may be homosexual. They don't want to admit that. They don't want to accept that they may have a little sugar in their tank, and they may need to get therapy because they don't want to sleep with men, or they probably occasionally got with their buddies or what have you, but they be with multiple different women, not just white women, as a means to being addicted to boys. This is,
Mm-hmm.
I think they do this with
I
most.
want women, 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 women. I won't be with men's no more.
That's it for me.
Listen.
I'll get off and I'll let y'all beautiful ladies continue the dialogue. I'm on my way to I'm gonna work on my store, and I'm sorry I wasn't able to have my Saturday stream for those who was waiting to get on about app building.
Mm-hmm.
I had a Saturday stream for 3 o'clock, but because I have a tooth infection and wait for a
Mm-hmm.
tooth to come out, I couldn't. It was so painful, it's unbearable. I couldn't do nothing but lay down. I was tired. So
Okay.
Well, thank you
I was
so
just
much,
about to ask
John, for
you,
coming up.
Tajon. I was just about to
yes.
ask, are you okay otherwise? Because we hadn't heard from you for a hot second, but that kind of explains it. But I hope you're okay otherwise, sis, with everything else that's going on.
It's a blood disorder caused by an infection that did what they was giving me my C-section, and they was throwing me back.
Yeah.
They did something, and it caused some form of irregularities that's going on. But chronic anemia. I gotta take my blood builders because I almost had no more red blood cells. I I I,
Okay.
I almost died, but I definitely am taking more of my blood builders. I'm taking my iron pills as well. The blood builders
Good.
develop and create more red blood cells, and then now they're
Mm-hmm.
that I have to stay. I have to lay low. I can't work anymore for a while. At least
Mm-hmm.
for not supposed to be back at work unless it's a remote job, and so I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
do something for income. How I'm gonna support my son. This is going to be hard.
Mm-hmm.
I have to get on
Mm-hmm.
SSI. It's hard for me, but I was
Listen, sis.
utilize my store and learn how to keep it
Mm-hmm.
together. So I can build and I can build with the family. I want to build with every single one of y'all. And to say this before you guys, before I get off to, and before I let you say something else, I was not too long ago on Michi X's channel, and it was
Mm-hmm.
heartfelt. I wanted to cry because this woman has done nothing but take care of the community. She made sure we were income stable and everything. And it just seems like the people she come close to that she helped, they turn on her, they talk bad about her, and all this other stupid stuff. You had a man, speaking of these dudes that's on the down low. You have some dude who are targeting Taz was also targeting Michi by putting polite, nature boy, young Pharaoh, Kevin Samuels, then gonna put Michi X next to all of them. And she broke down because she said that she says, I'm sick of working with niggas. I'm sick of helping niggas. I'm sick of
Mm-hmm.
turning on me, women turning on me, sisters turning on me, brothers, y'all sitting up here hating on me behind my back, and I'm over here trying to work with you, trying to help us get free, help us make money, help us. She's helped many of people. A man who was homeless, who had nothing, she paid for his classes for free. She gave him free classes. Now this man's making money, and he thanked her. The only ones that had her back were the ones who just didn't have shit to lose. And then the ones who doing fine for themselves, but then got it together and they could have made big. They turned on her. And she's tired. She said she just want to be home with her kids and bake cookies and sew and make curtains. That's all she want to do. And it's just so hurtful because I needed her for a lot of things. I needed her because I says I know I can get this going, but I'm gonna need my coach, and I pay her whatever she needs in the end.
Mhm.
And I could
Mhm.
not. Why she couldn't get in contact with me to do my story, but being gentrified. You guys got to hear my story about what's going on in California because I'm telling. I got correspondence, I got laws, and I thought Nietzsche would be perfect to come to the Bay
Mhm.
and interview with me where I'm at and all the good stuff. But she's going through it right now, and I
Mhm.
don't blame her. I don't blame her. You guys, y'all, if you show her some love one day, and just to let
Mhm.
people know, her mother's a black woman. Okay, I hate when people sit there and say she's white. Okay, she's not. Her mother's a black woman. It's a picture of her with her mother, and she tells the story about what how abusive her white daddy was. It's
Mhm.
not fair to her.
And if your mama black, you black. You came out
It
of a black
won't,
space, honey.
and that's why
Oh,
that's
you're gonna pull all the emotional dust mites out of the clouds and the ones that turn around and say that you're
I
the
don't
seed of
care
your
what
father.
nobody say. You ain't gonna
yeah.
tell me you black and you came out of a white woman. You
I
black if you came out of a black woman. Cause you're gonna
right
be raised by your mother. And I
right
try to tell people this all the time. Mama's baby's papa's maybe. When you come off that woman and her family is gonna be the ones raising you. So
right
if you come out of a white woman, you're gonna be primarily with that white woman and her family, which will be all white. But if you
right
come out of a
exactly.
black woman, you're
You're
gonna
gonna
be with
gravitate
her black family.
right. You
Let me
Point
just
blank,
say this,
period.
Mule, to
you
Tajan
gravitate
before
towards
she
your
drops
mother.
down.
Well, this
So
is what I
yeah,
want to say. This is what I want to
Welcome,
say to this,
welcome,
y'all.
King.
Hold on a second, everybody. Just because Tajan's got to go, I want to say this to Tajan before she goes.
okay.
Sis, I'm concerned about you, okay? So please do me a favor and just, I know that it just sounds dumb. I understand you're a grown woman and you got things going on, but when I don't hear from y'all or see y'all sometimes, it panics. Do you get what I mean? So
Yes,
just do
ma'am.
me a favor. Every now and again, just pop in the chat or just drop me a message under something and let me know that you're okay.
I,
Okay?
I I will. I would. I thank you for letting me know, and I need to hear that. Thank you so much, y'all. I love
Okay, because
Yeah,
I
y'all.
really do
I
worry
love
about
you
y'all.
we
too,
love
Saint
you.
John. And
We
I'm
love you,
getting
big
worried because
sis.
I don't ever hear from Moonflower. I got some tea to tell her. And you know what the tea is, Queen, about the.
Well,
But
she's
anyway,
yeah.
and
I
I got
haven't
to
heard
hear
from her
from
in a few
MJ.
days.
But I did
Um,
see MJ was on a panel where Cynthia was at. So I'm like, okay, I know MJ good, but I still
okay.
want to talk to her.
In
I
regards
miss
to
talking to her.
MJ, she's working, and obviously, in regards to her family and stuff, it's summer. She's got a son, and trying to do activities with the kids and prepare for when the kids go back to school. And Moonflower, I'm not going to go into her circumstances, but she's dealing with a lot right now. She has to move out of her accommodation and stuff. So when you're having to move again and pack up everything, she's gone through some other stuff in regards to the roommate that she had. So that's where her focus is right now. But I will send her a message to see, make sure, because I haven't heard from her from a couple of days. But for the ladies who I'm close to, who come around my platform and stuff, genuinely, when I don't hear from y'all, it does worry me. I know I'm sitting here in the United Kingdom and I can't do certain things, but with everything going on with Black women right now, occasionally just, once every few days, once a week, just check in and let me know that you're alive and that you're okay. That will put my mind at ease, okay?
Yeah, that's how I be too. When I don't see people on nobody platform, I'm like, where's Incognito? Where's Lilith? Where's this one? But then when I go and see them all somebody say them, I'm like, oh, okay. I'm good
Mm-mm.
then.
Okay. As
Well,
long as everybody's okay, that's the main thing. Sorry, Sister Tequila, you were going to say?
it's okay. I just
No,
wanted to say
Michi,
this. Oh, right. I wanted to
Lilith
say this right
Revenge,
quick.
Meech X is real cool. I really do like her. I'm
Um,
sorry, Tequila, you can go. I'm sorry.
it's okay. I just want to say this right quick. So I understand where you all are coming from as far as, you know, if you say you have a black mother, then you're black. But I mean, for me, I don't really hold true to that. I still call that person a biracial. But but what I will say is you are biologically more of your mother. It is studies that show that you have more of your mother's DNA than you have your father's. So like if let's just say a guy passed away, right? But he had a kid, but they're not sure if this was actually his child. They won't test the guy's father. They'll test the guy's mother to
True.
see if they're related. It's because your DNA is more of your mother's.
It's
Mhm.
the mitochondrial DNA.
Yeah, it's the
So
mitochondrial
and
DNA.
it comes from the women. And this is the reason why the Jews figured this out centuries ago, right? I don't know how they figured it out, but
Mhm.
even in biblical times, even today, if you have a father who's Jewish, you're not considered Jewish.
Mhm.
It's only if your mother is Jewish you're considered Jewish. And this
Mhm.
is why I don't understand why these Israelites keep talking about the seed of your father when in their own religion it doesn't believe that. In their own religion, it teaches you it comes. That's the reason why they governed the women body so bad back then, right?
Mhm.
They governed the women because only if through your mother could you be actually considered a
Mhm.
Jewish person. So this is crazy. They knew this hit thousands of years ago, and today they act like it's something new. You are the seed of your mother. Who has the seed? Who has the egg? Actually, who has the egg? Who
Listen,
has
Yeah,
the
because
egg
they
that's
have
in
the
their
egg, and
body?
then
Yeah,
you
it's
Yeah.
not
know,
hard to
and then the
learn.
baby grows in your womb.
Un-
So
Unlearn.
therefore, they're getting more of your cells.
Right. It's not too hard to unlearn what you've been taught. A lot of things we've been taught are lies. Like I just read the chat. King Kampala, you're gonna have to quit that. A simp is not a man that pays women money for whatever. No, that's not how it works. Can I have a mushroom, please? I want the
Hi,
extra strength
King
one.
Mm,
It,
Kapala.
it,
hold
it,
hold
it,
up
it,
hold up a
it,
second.
it's
Can I
King
say peace
Kampala.
to the can I say peace
King,
to the host
King
and to some of y'all
Kampala.
first before
Hold
you
on,
do that?
brother.
All right,
Simping is just poor pimping. That's all it is. Or yeah, Bill, whichever one. Right there. Simping is just poor pimping, honey. It is they take a woman out. That's just to get into her mind and get into her.
I'm
Get,
Wait, is
I'm part
Nakers
of the
the
group
slutted
but I'm
out
part of the group of
male
people that
since
created
the
that term
Moors?
though.
no, don't
Because
laugh
you was
about
just talking
something I
about
already know.
he
You
wouldn't
don't know
like
what it
that.
is.
okay, I
You
can't
don't
hear
know
No,
what it
what
everybody
is.
you
at the
mean?
same. There's too
Who's
many
You
that
people
can't change
name
the
talking
right
at
meaning
the
of
there?
the
I'm
same
word that
time.
sorry,
we
you
come
guys.
up with.
What's
You
that name?
That ain't
King
right.
Kampala, you don't know what it is. And see, that's the
That
problem.
ain't right. You can't
You ain't
that's a
learned
word that
nothing.
we come that
Wait,
we
And
hold on, Tejon. Hold on,
Hold on,
Tejon. He just
everybody.
coming up.
Mule,
Let
that's
him get
Sister
a chance to
Rochelle.
speak. Okay, but let King. He was nice enough to come up. Let's hear what he has to say, guys.
Okay, but I've got to
no,
drop
I
off.
yeah,
Thank you
I'm
for
out of
letting
the
me
way.
on the
Don't
panel.
do that.
I don't know who that is. I don't want you to drop off, Queen, because I want you to analyze this with me. I need you. So go
Okay,
ahead, King. Can you
no,
please
no,
go
no,
ahead?
no. I've got a stream set for 7 o'clock. It's like five. I'm supposed to start my own stream. So thank you for having me, but I have
Oh,
to drop
okay.
off. And the
You
person in
Okay.
don't
the
want to
chat
be
that's
late.
talking to you with the Nakers, that's Sister Rochelle. She changes her name
Girl,
all the time.
she be killing me, Rochelle. You
Sorry,
better
King
hit this
Kampala,
link.
for interrupting you. That wasn't my
Okay.
intention, but I don't want to be
Okay,
rude.
so
Let me drop
King,
off.
you're
I'll see you
gonna have
later.
the link. But Nakers, the slutted out male since the Moors.
See,
You
Oh
started stuff.
God, God. That's why I gotta be on mute when I read out damn shit. Anyway, go ahead, King. You have the floor. You have the floor. Thank you so much, Queen, for coming up.
no, I was saying it seemed, what I'm saying, out of place to change the meaning to a word that what I'm saying we
King
come up
Kampala,
with.
you
I mean, this
change
is
the
something that we
meaning to the
use.
word.
I
You can't
mean,
change the
I
meaning of
I,
a
don't know
word
I'm
that
where
was
I'm
already
sorry. I'm
born
hold
in
up.
sorry,
the day.
Tejon. Wait, hold on. I want to have
I
this
don't know where you
discussion because
live
I'm
and
trying to
say
understand.
throughout your
So,
childhood,
so
but
what word do you think we're changing? I'm sorry, sir. I'm trying to be is because I really
no, she kept using it and she was just using it loosely. Like, no, that's not a word that you just use loosely. That's a
what
word
word? I'm sorry.
that's
What
a
word?
the word simp, that's the word that, you know what I'm saying, we use to put on a certain person, you know what I'm saying, to degrade that man. I mean, that's the word that we come up with.
No, you didn't come up with that word though, King Kampala. You don't have to quit that. The word simp been
Oh
out.
no, so what Saint
Way
John
back
has
in
been
the
saying
80s.
for a long time is
That's
that
been
where
going
she's
on for
from, a
years.
simp is like a pimp, a poor pimp.
Poor
Mm,
pimping. That's all
So
it is. You're
that's where
pandering
her
for
part of the country,
and
that's what they
resources.
call them.
nah,
Yeah,
That's from my understanding,
that's
right,
it.
Saint
that's
John?
a
Where you're from in
nah,
your
that's
part of
a
California, they
nah, that's a
call a poor
It don't
pimp
matter.
a simp.
But it started in California. It started in California, mainly in Oakland. And no, it's called
no,
poor pimping. That's what people call it. And
no,
that's all you
no,
do is
no, no,
you take a lady
no,
out
no,
and you see what she's about, and then
no, no.
hopefully she can you pretend or you have her pretend that you're gonna be there for her and all the stuff. You buy her things because y'all hit it off. You know, you guys got good chemistry. But then after
No.
this shit is over, the pandering is over as well. I mean, you ain't buying her shit lately. You haven't gotten her shit lately, but you buy you stuff, you buy you outfits, then all of a sudden you go and you
No.
what she does for you. I don't want to hear it. And then you got all these different. Then you talk to other women because if this doesn't work out between her, you have other phone numbers to go pay
Um, Saint John, your mic is going real low.
you may take your baby mama's money to go pander for a new face. All that is. That's this. It's nothing. It's nothing that extravagant stuff. It's just poor pimping. It's what it is. It's what it
Don't
is.
even
I've watched.
the
Listen.
the
Listen.
definition
I
don't
got
even
children.
need all the
Excuse
stuff
me,
that you just
sir.
said because
I got
it just don't
children.
attach to it. It don't matter.
Sir. I have children by simps. I'm not doing it ever freaking again. Okay.
Oh,
It's
so
not
you making all the bad choices.
all that stuff you describing that these men do for women. The guys did for me. Okay, that my children's father did for me just to get me to soften up, just like what was going on. I don't know how nature one of them did, but that's what they do just to get me in my soft mode, so I can have some trust in them or what have you. But yeah, no, you don't trying to change what it is. And
No,
you're not
no,
making
ma'am.
no sense about it.
Absolutely not at
You
all.
have to go in depth to what it is. I've been with them, so you
I'm pretty
can't
sure you're
tell
older than me.
me
I mean, in your days, people use the
no.
word
Ain't no in
trickle.
my days. It's
Okay,
still
hold
the
on,
So,
same.
hold
You
on,
can't
Saint John. Let
change
him
it.
speak. Let him
so
speak.
when
Right
the so
here,
in the
right.
late
Hold on
'80s, we
here.
start calling
You
these
can't
people,
change
you know,
what it really is just
simp.
so to make you feel better about
You
yourself. If
paid
you
a
talking
woman
about
to be in a
females to get
relationship,
their
a
panties
But
for
phony
sex,
relationship
Saint
with
John,
them.
let me just hear what he's saying. Let me hear what he's saying. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
simp.
Go ahead.
Yeah, simp. He just pays a woman to be in a phony relationship. Whether you know what I'm saying, he don't even care whether the woman live or not. He still feel like the money is what's making her stay around him. So he look at that as well. But you know what I'm saying, we all know that's not
So
what that is.
in your
That man is
definition of a
that
simp
man is a
is
simp.
more like a trick.
It's the
Is that
opposite of
what
a
you're
pimp.
trying to
Yeah,
say? So you're
he's the
saying
opposite of
in
a
your
pimp. Totally.
definition, a simp is a trick instead of a simp.
That's what a simp is.
and he tricking a woman into what he want out of it, because he ain't finna get nothing out of it. I'm sorry. Simps ain't stupid.
No,
Simps are
he's not
not
just
stupid.
a
You're
trick.
gonna have to make more
A
sense
trick is
into
only gonna
what
do
you're
that
trying to say. You trying to
about
describe
30 minutes.
something.
We talking about
You trying
somebody
to
that's trying to
describe
keep that
something
woman in
that
his
you know
house.
nothing
He gonna
about,
keep
bruh.
paying her to stay in his crib. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
hold on, Saint John. So you're saying the simp is somebody who's trying to keep a woman in their house. So is he treating her good?
Yeah. He's
King
not.
I'm
Compella,
pretty sure. I mean,
is he
I'm
treating
pretty
her
sure he is
good?
because
Oh yeah,
I'm
I
pretty
need to.
sure he is because he's paying her to stay there. I mean, why would he treat her back if he's paying
Okay,
her to
so
stay?
you're
It's
saying that
not.
a simp is somebody who treats women with respect and treat them good?
No,
Yeah,
in the public eye. No, in
No,
the public
I'm
eye.
trying to see what
admit
his
that.
definition is.
Yeah,
So
we
you
will
think
admit
a
that.
simp treats a woman good,
Simps are
gives
good
her
dudes to a
money,
woman.
and he's trying to keep her around, right?
He has to keep
I
her
So
in
know.
that
what is
house.
your definition of what you would display as a good man? What do you think a good man does?
Mhm.
I mean, that
Well, listen.
he a simp. He's almost there, but that's not.
No, tell me what
It's
you
still
think a
bad because
good man
he's
is.
paying a woman
Tell me
to
what you
love
think
him,
a
and
good
that
man to a
you
woman
can't do that.
is.
They gotta come natural. Like you gotta, you know what I'm saying, pull
Uh-uh.
up on that woman
No, I
and
understand
get
what
that
you're saying, but
understanding with her.
tell
If
me
y'all
what
gonna
your
have a relationship,
definition of a good man to a woman is. Because maybe that's where I'm getting confused at.
Mm-hmm.
It's not complicated. It's simple. A good
What's
man
a
is a
good man
man
to
that's
you,
gonna keep
sir?
his
I'm trying
woman.
to ask for you. A man who's trying to keep a woman, okay, so that's one thing a
No, a
simp
man
does.
that's going to keep his woman.
He ain't
Is a
finna keep
good
no
Mhm.
woman.
man. So
You
no,
said,
He don't keep
I'm trying to
women, honey.
figure out
but guess what? A lot of
what does
women
a good man
dashed
do?
out on these good dudes, though. They treat
No,
them so bad.
listen,
Oh my God.
listen, Mule. Let me explain
I go to
something to you.
seminars and groups. I listen to these dudes' stories.
Listen, but listen,
Yeah.
he's talking about a good
Okay,
man,
so let me
right?
just tell you this here about my husband, right? Because what
Yeah,
you were saying at first, King Kampala, a good man gives money. A good man tries to keep a woman in his house. A good man treats her with respect. I mean, a simp. These were three things you
no,
said about
but not
simps,
but
right?
not like a simp though. A simp is hoping that that woman is gonna love him because of all that money he has. He's keeping her at his house like, hey, look, I got 20 grand. You want some new Chanel shoes? Yeah. And she gonna stay at the house. She might cook him a burger. But we talking about a good man though. That's way different. That's when you got the that
Okay,
conversation
so
down.
Mule,
You know what I'm saying? When
so Mule,
you know, when he come on,
let
if you
me
know what I'm talking about.
translate what he's saying.
I mean, I don't
So,
understand this here, Tejon, from really your point of view or his, because to
I'm
me,
talking
a
about when you
lot of the
become
things you guys are
one
saying
Mule,
is
with your
simps
woman. You know what I'm
sound
saying? You
like
hey,
love
men
her.
Mule,
who we should be looking for.
no, Mule,
Uh-huh.
Get your husband out of that. This is not even about your husband. I want
Oh,
you
no,
to
I'm
listen
just
to
trying to
what a
figure it out.
no, don't compare to your husband because that's not what simping. Let me tell you something. It's that damn simple. A simp, this man, the way he describes it. Let me explain to you what King Apollo really trying to say. When a simp is supposed to be a good man to a woman, he's telling his boys he's good to this woman. This nigga may be beating her ass behind the closed doors because she caught.
She keep a lot of evil stuff on her mind.
Tejon, you fell off, honey. We can't hear you.
Ooh,
Okay,
yeah.
so let me get back in here. So
That's a lot of
what I'm
evil. That's a
trying to
lot of
say.
evil thoughts in your head.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So, and what King Kambala is trying to say is when a simp, when he's saying a simp is basically a good man that takes care of a woman, he's basically saying what his boys would tell him. Oh, yeah, I'm a good man. I take care of my woman. Yeah, in the bed only. Because in the end of the day, she's bringing home the breakfast. She's going to buy the food. She's buying groceries. He's getting rent free if he has to. He doesn't have to pay rent. He's already bought her some damn Applebee's 2 years ago. So, you know what I'm saying? You're going to deal with him and his kindness. Don't be taking his kindness for weakness. That's that weak shit simps talk about. That's that weak shit. You mistreat me. I ain't going to be no sucker for no damn broad. But yeah, you already got 3 or 4 other females you about to call anyway. You know what I'm saying? She caught you. You know what I'm saying? What if goddamn good man? Listen, look at Nature Boy. You see how the women over here yelling, he's a good man. That's my king. That's my king. Yeah, simp too. He simped them all. He pandered their asses all the way to the goddamn island, and then he just turned on them. That's what simps do. They do the pander. Everything these guys be describing what simps do to women, but you put down the woman. You think the woman ain't trying to stick by you and all this stuff? Nah, she not gonna stick by no damn man that got dirty dick every goddamn where. She's not gonna stick by no man who cusses her out and call her fucking names and then try to shame her because she doesn't like how he runs things in her house, not in his house. And yes, a simp is going to say his money is his
No.
money, but it's really her money.
No.
She worked for the shit. Listen, stop. She
These
worked for
are
that
evil
money.
stuff. Like, don't nobody
And guess
Okay,
what?
y'all hit
got
the
time to
like
be
button
going
and
through all that
subscribe. But
all day. Like,
And guess what?
everybody, please hit the like button, y'all,
And guess
so
what?
we
He
can
takes
show
her
Suave
money.
some love. And if you could hit the cash app for Suave, Suave Boss, y'all, is $ Suave. But no, let me just
He
say this
and
here.
who steals
Neil
money from his woman,
I'm
and
he's a
hearing
man
what
that's
you're
on
a
saying.
drugs,
simp
clearly.
would take this woman's money and say it's his money because he talked her out of giving him she would give him her whole paycheck, okay, just to make his ass feel better. He's a fucking simp. These are dusties, and he'll sit there and go spend her money on the next fucking broad, on his homeboys, on all the goddamn shit, and splurge her shit because that's what simps do. I want you to clarify that shit, King Kampala. I've been with 2 of their motherfuckers. Don't tell me what a simp really is, because that shit that y'all be playing them roles in,
He was
that
just
shit
with
is
some
false.
players that really
Oh,
didn't have no flavor. I mean, they was.
oh
Come
my
on,
I
man.
mean,
God.
but
You
but
said it just.
King
You just said it
Apollo, what
yourself.
I'm saying
I'm
is
not gonna.
kind of like from my neck of the woods, from the south. What Saint Jean be referring to me is like a bum ass dude, right? We consider them dudes bums, right? We hear about women getting over the rain and overtook by a bum dude. You know, he plays and lies like he got something going on, he got some ambition in life, and he suckers her because she started believing in his dream and believing in him. So she's feeding him her money and stuff, trying to see his dream come into fruition, or to see his dream come alive. But the whole time he been playing her for her. That's the words you guys use might not be all across the country. That's what I'm trying to say. And for me, for YouTube, they throw that word simp around, and a lot of times to me, it's like the simps they trying to say who when they give these definitions, it be sounding like good dudes. But from Tejon, you talking about a man beating a woman ass. No, to me, that would be what these red pill dudes are. Those are the manosphere. Those are very abusive. I don't look at that as what I've been hearing about these Sims. These Sims are supposed to be like the suckers, the ones who are Mr. Do Good and Mr. Do Right, and he's trying to impress a woman. And I always wonder what the fuck is wrong with a man want to impress a woman? Is he supposed to want to impress men? I mean, I've never understood a lot of the talks that I keep hearing, because to me, if a man don't want to impress a woman and he want to impress men, he don't like women. If a woman only want to impress women, she don't like men. I mean, that's the stump shit and this here red pill, blue pill bullshit. I've never really followed. So for me, I would want, if I was a single woman, I would want a guy who would talk nice. I would want a guy who seemed like, hey, I'm not so cheap and broke down and bummy of a nigga that I can't take you out for dinner without expecting something from you. Because a lot of times that first and second date, what is that? That is for me feeling you. Those 10 conversations in between them 2 days. That is me feeling and trying to read you the type of person you are and if you really into me, right? So I mean, when I hear a lot of the complaints of these people that jump on the shit and they're saying weird stuff to me like simping and a lot of time it just seems like bum ass dudes. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm not with all of the but the simp, other than what you saying, Tejon, when I keep going on different platforms, it's like if a guy trying to be nice, he's simping. He, oh my God, he have a little respect for his mother. He's a fucking simp. It's some weird shit.
But if he was
I
listening,
agree, Mew,
the
because
simp,
I'm
the
so
simp is
confused
unaware that the
about what a simp is.
no, the simp is
I'm
unaware that
sorry
the
for cutting
woman
you off.
don't love him sometimes. I mean, well, in most cases, because a lot of them, when it's all over, they get crazy and you start, these men start slicing on their wrist because the woman burnt out on him. So somebody that got a little bit more money.
So are
But
you saying is a simp is just somebody you feel like get their heart broke? So you don't believe women get their heart broke? I
no,
mean, this is what this
no,
is the weirdest shit.
he instantly know that he's wrong by paying you to be with him. Like, be with me. He pursue you and you tell him no, no, no. Then finally buy you a card and now you in there. Like, blam. So he thinking, oh yes, finally something. You know what I'm saying? And he keeps doing this to keep you around. Whatever relationship y'all got going on, you know what I'm saying? Who would know? Because you know what I'm saying, we ain't in y'all house. But
Okay, let me one
most
second.
of
Let me
these
just
dudes
read this
are
here.
good
Ted
dudes to
John
those
says,
women because they
wait,
have
hold
to
on
pay
one
them to stay
second.
there.
Ted John says the word simp is a nigga pretending to be a good man, but get unruly women. They're not telling the story. They're trying to pick pieces and hide others. So I guess that's like I said, maybe this should be regional because a lot of the unruly women, I don't know, because to me, a lot of the women who fall for this shit is not really unruly women. A lot of women, let me just be honest, in my book and from where I grew up at, a lot of the women who fall into the pick me categories, the prostitute categories, a lot of these women were very submissive women. And so submissive, they fall for the shit. This is why I teach women and my daughter for sure, and myself and anybody around me, don't fall for this shit. You're lame. And I tell women, you're a fucking lame woman if you sit up here and allow yourself to be pimped out. Because let me tell you something, since the plantation, they've had men who thought they were pimps or who were pimps, who pimped out women, and they pimp out the weakest women, the women who are more subjective to that bullshit. To me, this is why I'm against women going to these femininity classes and all this dumb shit. Because all that is teaching you and programming you to be lesser, right? Teaching you you have to be lesser than an actual thinking human being that God made you. He intended for you to be able to use your brain, right? He wouldn't have gave you a brain if you couldn't use it, if he didn't want you to use it, right? So my thing is, a lot of times when I hear this here, it's not the unruly women who have a problem. It's the women who very easily ruled that have a problem with these type of pimps. Because these pimps come and they give these women a little game and convince them that they love him, that they love her, and the next thing you know, she's doing anything to keep him. These are the women that are very dangerous to men, for me. So I don't know.
Well, I will say that the whole thing just confuses me. That's all I would say. I never understood it because, I would always say, well, I guess I want a simp. I want somebody that's going to be nice to me if that's the case. But then when you hear Tan John, she's saying, no, you don't trust them simps because they tricksters. So I don't know.
Well, yeah, because so here's the thing, because based on, see, this is what I learned. Because see, when you have a bunch of guys who hang around their homeboys, and I learned this from my son's father. His older brother told me, man, don't tell him what I told you, but you know what I'm saying? He was, he was talking about me and sometimes alone, but she be giving me everything to make sure, you know what I'm saying? A nigga.
I'm sorry, Tim. You sound like you breaking up, honey. I don't know.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me better? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Good, sis.
Okay. No, says because one time I remember my son's brother, his older brother, told me straight up, and I'm thinking, I knew I was going through with him, but he said, man, one thing about my brother, man, he love you. Cause look, he was like, man, me and her sometimes we don't get along, but you know what I'm saying? But she be making sure a nigga straight and da. This, mind you, my son's father make over 120 grand a year. Okay, he's a welder. So, but the fact that when he take them days off, it's always me coming through for him all the time. He don't ever lift a finger for me. He never did. It was always me, doing something for him. And if I don't, then all of a sudden I'm being disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? I'm being unruly. I'm acting manly. Oh, he go tell his boys about me and stuff, or he go to the next female, or he go back to his other baby mama. But all this type of shit. Then when he come back, it's always some new shit he got, a new outfit from another female. Those are simps. You don't want that, Tequila. You don't want those type of men. And then you ain't supposed to say shit about it because now you're being disrespectful and you taking his kindness for weakness. Your money is his money. So, you know what I'm saying? He don't have to spend his money. He don't necessarily have to be broke. He could be making his money, but he's not going to spend his money.
But I don't think that's the actual definition that they use for YouTube. For YouTube, they use the opposite of what you're saying.
Because they trying to hide shit. Just think about it. If you keep listening to what they trying to describe what a simp is, they're hiding shit. And I'm trying to tell y'all, man, don't fall for that shit, man. And it's nothing, and it got nothing to do with state you from. They picked it up from the motherfucking Mac movies and shit and decided, okay, I'm gonna have to do this. It's a nicer way of checking women, a nicer way, and don't believe that if he took you out, okay, because ask him if he has children. Oh yeah, man,
I do. I would take that Russell Wilson simp, ooh la la, TMKC over all these.
But he's not a simp though.
That's a good man.
That is a man. That is a good man.
That's a man. That's a
Yes,
real
that is.
man.
Yeah,
I
that's a
said that's a
protector,
See,
good
the
man.
provider.
Yes,
Yeah, that's a
ma'am.
man. Yeah.
a very good provider,
I'm so
and he's
glad
with
y'all
one
say that's a
woman.
good man because you know what? I'm tired of people beating up on single mothers and men who love women. You know, it's
Exactly.
in
One,
today's time in YouTube, it's like everything with this manosphere is teaching the men to really to me to be gay. It's
yeah,
teaching the
yeah,
men
yeah,
not to love
exactly.
women, don't do nothing
Hate
for a woman.
women,
Every woman
get
is
it for what,
a bee or a hoe. It is crazy to me.
get her for what
And it's
she
like
got.
nothing good is about a woman. Nothing good about a woman. So what you're really saying is you want all the men to stay with the men. You really are preaching a homosexual doctrine. And they don't see it as a homosexual doctrine, but it really is to me. Because
They know it is.
anytime you
They
see
just
a
don't want
damn
you to see
man
it.
who want to love a woman, you know, listen, this morning I got up, I fixed my husband breakfast, right? And then I had to run off to an appointment. But my thing is, he called me. He was like, I took out some meat, but I don't want you to cook it. Don't cook my meat. I'm a grill when I get off. You understand? My
Yeah,
thing is when they see a man wanting to cook dinner or something for his wife, that would be a simp to them. Why is that a
that's
simp?
not
Because he
simping
had to
though.
call me because he know if I got home and I saw something taken out, I'm gonna go ahead and try to prepare it myself. I don't wait on nobody, right?
Yeah, but
But what
that's
I'm
the,
saying is that would make him a simp because oh my God,
no,
he's gonna
no,
cook
it
dinner
doesn't.
for his
That's it.
family.
That's incorrect term.
He's gonna grill for his family.
No, that's
It's just
incorrect
crazy
term.
to me.
It's and simps are used for single men. They're not used for married men. So that's an incorrect term, you. That's not called simping. Okay, he's not using you to get any resources. He's telling you because that's your husband. Don't cook that meat because I'm gonna grill it. That's just what it is. That's your agreement. That's your household agreement. That got nothing to
Yeah,
do
but
with
here
simping.
on YouTube, it's the
But they're
woman supposed to
stupid.
do this. It's the
They're
woman
dumb.
supposed to do this. And men
Okay,
better not do shit for a woman. And if he do something
no,
for
but
a
here,
woman, if he good
but
to
think
a
about it.
woman, he's a simp.
Think about it. You got African YouTubers getting out here communicating with American black male YouTubers who really don't like women, and they're talking about this. They like you got African men lying their ass off. You know, we have traditional women. You know, they cook for us. We do not cook for the woman. You know, all that stupid shit. And they took that and made a big it spreads like cancer, just like Lady A spread that
Uh,
goddamn cancer about abort black
may I
male baby.
interject? May I interject?
She
Can I?
started that shit, and
Can I?
everybody
Wait,
took it
yes.
and ran
Wait,
with
hold
it.
on. Let somebody else speak. Who was that saying it? Kampala? Go ahead and speak, King
No,
Kampala.
men. No, men from what I'm saying most of my countries on the east of Africa. What I'm saying yeah, we have multiple wives, but it's still a vast majority of the people. What I'm saying, especially young people in their 20s and 30s. They have,
What part
what
of
I'm
East
saying,
Africa are
they
you
have
saying
the
you're
two
Right.
from?
people.
And do
Yeah,
you
King
have men to
Kampala.
take care of these
What part?
wives?
it's a man and
Hold
woman
on, because you might
relationship
be
for the
my
most part.
brother. Hold on, King Kampala. What
And
part of East Africa are
the
you
women
claiming?
they take care of their men. And the men don't tell them to do that stuff. That's it's just a
King
natural thing that the
Kampala.
women
Are
have
you
done
saying you're East
for so many
African?
centuries.
What part of
America
East
is
Africa?
America has changed. It's different now. I mean,
So
women
you're
don't
saying
do
you're not
nothing for
East
women.
African because you're ignoring me.
I'm from Kampala, Uganda.
Oh, from Uganda. Okay. So do you know
Sahara.
anything about Ethiopia or Somalia or Djibouti or
Yeah, those
no?
are totally different cultures. Yeah, than the
Yeah, we are
Ethiopians.
totally different. Yeah.
Yeah, the Ethiopians
Oh,
are the
so
Jewish. They are the true Jewish people. That's what I do know about them. They're not from
let me ask
Africa.
you this, King Kabbalah.
They're
Let
from
me
the
ask you
Middle East.
this. So you got multiple wives?
No,
Oh, okay. I was going to ask you, was you on Mr. Uganda's channel? Because normally some folks get on Mr. Uganda's channel and they talk all this mess. Because if you got multiple wives, you got multiple money to take care of these wives. See, she don't mind making sure he's all right because he's bringing home money and he's going to make sure she's taken care of, not flaunt it in her face or make her get up and go work and then take care of him and then give him money so he could go flaunt and be all right. And she's looking like a freaking bum and she's poor and she's being starved. You
Yeah,
understand what
and
I'm
so
saying?
that was back to my original topic for this panel. Um and the topic was do everybody is it human nature to have more than one partner for men and women? Because I'm seeing this a lot here. Um, and I've actually met Chinese women who I've met. Um, one Chinese woman who told me her mom had four husbands because wherever they were from in China, is not a lot of women. So the men are so desperate for a wife to, to bear them heirs that that her mom actually had four husbands. So, but
Oh
anyway,
shit.
so I
I
do,
know
girl,
Nigerian women
because
have, I know
in
some Nigerian
China
women
it's
have.
12 men to one woman. 12 men to one woman, right? So it is four wives sometimes in some of these small villages. They don't promote it, they don't show you this, but listen, it is cultural wise acceptable for them because they are trying to make sure their family lineage go on, right? So anyway, what I'm trying to say is this acceptable now in America? Because I've never heard about this in America, where a man would need more women, more wives, or a woman would need more husbands. But now it seems like everybody's just basically cheating because it's not legal here. So it's no man can tell me that, like this guy David Johnson, I got three wives, or a woman can tell me I got four husbands. This is bullshit to me. But is it now acceptable to tell women and men, you're just not good enough? I need more than you. You don't complete me enough, and you don't satisfy me enough. I need more women and more men. Is this what the new norm for America is going to be? King Kampala, can you answer that?
I mean, that's the way life has been going. I mean, people accept whatever they can just to get whatever they can. I mean, that's all I've been observing. So if they looking for some type of love, however much it is, whatever, from a certain person, they deal with whatever they can just to get that throughout their life until they done with the person. That's one thing that I see a lot, especially here in America. For the women who do get into those wild, crazy relationships, and a lot of them cases with those women, they already knew what everything was before they got into them. And for those men also, what I'm saying? 'Cause they all let it be known what they got
Well,
going.
well,
So
right
even
now we have cults coming up. The Hebrew Israelites is the cult. We have a lot of these cults that are coming up and basically saying that they should be having all these different spouses, but they can't afford the women and the upkeep. So the women have to be truck drivers. I mean, doing hard manual labor to support the men. And the men are proud to say that they stand at home. Some of them not even working. It's like crazy.
no, them are
And
sex traffickers.
yeah, and this is what I'm trying to say. What is it that's going on with the women? I mean, and the men, if you allow to yourself to be played like this, what the hell is going on with the women? These be beautiful women, though. This is the craziest thing. It's not like there's somebody you would say is undesirable or fat or ugly or just, hidden. These are beautiful people. And you look at them and be like, girl, like if I was their mama, I would be like slapping them, like, what is wrong with you? Like that you would think that you deserve to be treated like this. So I don't know if this is the new way women are trying to go. It's just, is this the new thing that just we're gonna start accepting that everybody need multiple people to satisfy them? We can't take and say that we are monogamous people anymore. Or are we saying that because we feel like people cheat so much anyway, we're just gonna accept it? That's my question.
Yeah, they just gonna accept it. That's all it is to it. I mean, you keep hearing their stories. I mean, they obviously accept a lot of the crazy stuff. They come with it when they into that. They stronger than me. So I wouldn't be able to do it.
TMKC says I would like two husbands who aren't G or B. You want two husbands who are gay or bisexual, girl. That's a whole nother thing. That's a whole nother topic, girl. I mean, we have so many that are, right? So I mean, my whole thing is I'm watching this society wise, and I'm just like, this shit is getting more and more abnormal as the days go by. And when I see the women who are accepting saying that, their husband has three wives or five wives, and I have to work, and I'm a truck driver, I'm a construction worker, you doing all this hard manual labor. And then on top of that, they're taking femininity classes to try to be more submissive. And I'm just like, this shit is going to end bad. First of all, when you have to take all these classes, right, to prove yourself to this religious culture done join, right? Because they're teaching you that this is the way women are. They don't teach you the real. The women, listen, the women in Ethiopia, from my aunts, who are born and raised over there, right? Those women only have one husband, right? But we do know in the country reports, the more rural areas, some of them men do have multiple wives. But guess what? They have to sustain a whole household for that first wife legally, as they do for the new second wife. And if not, he is subject. That woman can bring him to court, and he can be put in prison and lose everything, or even put to death for not providing for the first wife as much as he does the second family.
Yep.
This is the shit that they don't realize here in America when they talk about this polygamy shit. When they talk about this here, they think a man should just have all of this here and suffer no consequences. That is for very rich people. That was for the Arabs, for the sheiks. That came along with the Muslim people. That was not an African tradition. And when we hear about it here, it's like, well, in the Bible, they had those men had to be able to provide for those women, and equally. You could not buy this one here a Mercedes and don't buy the other one a Mercedes. It's just bullshit right now how they see it, as if and these women are out here working hard, double shifts. And it's like, what type of self-esteem in America are the black women receiving to think so lowly of themselves that they put up with this shit? That's the problem I'm having, because I have a daughter and she's beautiful and she's black. And I don't ever want her to feel beneath anybody, or if a man was trying to make her feel like she had to take him having extra women, or one of my sons to have a woman make him feel like, oh, I'm going to have other men on you. No, I would tell them to walk away, baby. Walk away. Love yourself enough to know that you're good enough to be loved. And let me tell you something. I would not be willing to share my husband because I love him and I want only him. And I'd be damned if I have to share him with somebody. And I don't believe he would ever say I would share her. If he did, I would be mad with him for willingly wanting to share me. You understand? Because no, you're supposed to be more possessive of me and want only me, just the same way I only want you. What I'm trying to get is it becoming such a norm here in America that everybody just expected to be a cheater? Is that the new norm? Everybody's just gonna be this big ass hoe and need two and three men and need two and three women. This is crazy to me.
Yeah.
What you think, Tequila?
Nima, girl, I just want to say it is insane to me. And with the whole polygamy thing, I always say, like, if you want to take it back to what they are doing back in Africa, these men can afford these women. It's not like what a lot of people are asking in America. They keep saying, well, we're going to work together as a family. You bring your income, she bring your income, I bring your income. No. If I'm going to be a part of something like this, I need to be well taken care of, period. I don't need to work at all. Like, I feel like that is absolutely insane.
Exactly. If you
I'm
expecting me to
just,
bring in
I'm
my
not
own
doing it.
income, this is not no damn polygamy. This is slavery. Shit.
Yeah, I'm not with that. Like those women in Africa, they are able to they settle for those relationships because they are taken care of. They, you know,
Exactly.
and
And
if
then
and
none
if
of
the
them,
man,
none of them in Ethiopia Forest, I know who are in those rural areas, work
mhm,
outside of the family home. None, not one. And
right,
these here people and the ones in the city don't go for it. You hear me? My aunts, the ones who live in the cities, their husbands better not play about bringing in another wife. And these
I
people
mean,
been
and you
married
know
50
what?
years.
It brings a lot of strife. One of my good friends, his grandfather was a polygamist over, I think, in Liberia, if I'm not mistaken. Well, nonetheless, it brings on a lot of strife. He would tell me like how his grandfather said like it was hard trying to manage all these different households and different women, different personalities. Some women would be more jealous than others. It was just. I mean, not more needy, and some women were jealous of others. He was like, it was just a lot. So a lot of his aunts and uncles and stuff was like, nah, no, thank you. I'd rather just have one partner.
Girl, when I tell you it's enough to have one husband, I would not dream. That would be a freaking nightmare if I was supposed to have two of them. Like, God damn, I got to do enough guessing to make sure you straight. What the hell I need with two of them for? And
Well,
vice
he
versa. What my husband need with two of me for? No.
right, and what I will say is that a lot of you know what, I forgot what I was about to say now.
Well, let me just say this here. I'm a new person to my damn self sometimes. So I know damn well you don't need extra women because guess what? I be an extra woman for you sometimes. Just the way I change my hair all the time. So you're not about to tell me men need all no. And if you need all of that, you're basically saying to that person who you're with, they're not enough.
Yeah.
But I do believe that society wise with the pimp and the rap game and all of this shit, it is and it's really to me with black culture, right? It's not with the white culture, it's not with the Hispanic culture. Those people get with one person and settle down, right? But with black culture, it's like almost a shame for a man to say, I have a wife and I treat her nice and I take care of her. It's almost a shame to say, oh, I love to do this here for my husband because he's so good to me. So I want to, you know, to me, love is an action word. It's a verb, right? It's an action word, a verb. And what a verb shows is action. So because you treat me so good, I anticipate what you like, right? I anticipate what my husband wants. I forethink, oh, he would like this. If I'm in a grocery store and I'm buying groceries, I'll be like, oh, I ain't made this for him in a long time. Sometimes those thoughts will pop in your head because love is action. And you're going to be actively thinking in your mind something to please a person, right? That is action. That is a something you're doing for someone else because it's just like with your children. Your children, my son, my 12-year-old, his favorite dessert is lemon cake, right? So at least once a month or every 6 weeks, I'm going to make lemon cakes because I know that's something he really, really loves. I don't do it often because we don't need all them desserts like that, right? But I try to do it every time I think, oh, I gotta make this for him. You do it because you love them. You want to see them smile. You want to see them happy. And this is what I want to say. We've gotten so much away in this YouTube bullshit from wanting to see somebody smile. Seeing your loved ones, seeing your kids, your husband, just the wives just being happy or feeling like you matter. It's now I have David Johnson. I got three wives, and them bitches better take what I give, and they gotta be with my program. And I'm like, what? You keep women and you talk to your women and you call your women your wives bitches? Like, what kind of normalcy are we about to accept now? What type of new norm is coming that your wives are bitches and they have to accept the little shit that you're going to give them? And they better be happy with your program. It's like, what? Girl, I just can't. I can't, Tequila. I really can't. It just blows my mind whenever I hear these guys talk. It's just like, are they serious? Or are they ass trolling? You know, and
Yeah,
then
it's
part of
kind
his
of
name is
crazy.
called the asshole. So I'm like, maybe this sucker is a troll, but then everybody's like, no, he's a real dude. And everybody be like, no, he's real.
No, he's real because he used to be in Taz area. He used to be like a moderator over there. It was to the point where everybody paid Taz money to take away his his what's the name his ranch.
I think I was there when they was paying to take that man wrench, but I didn't know that was him. I couldn't remember that was his name, but I remember they paid Taz to take somebody wrench, girl. So I think it was him.
Hmm. Yeah, I just I don't know. I think a lot of these guys who online just lying. That's all. Ain't no way in the
Either
world
they
that man
really
got.
Tequila or gay or DL, right? And they just
Yeah.
don't want to say it. But it seemed like the despise, the hatred they have for women or don't want to hear anything a woman say. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's really and truly crazy. And want to tell a woman have to be with my purpose or my, let me just be honest with you. I have a cousin right now. She's going through something, and I was on the phone with her for 2 days in a row, and I done cried with her and everything. She is she was a RN, then she was a practitioner, a nurse practitioner, right? And her dream since we were kids was to be a OBGYN, a doctor, right? But because her family didn't have the money to send her to school like that, she have figured out a way to go through nursing school, pay off her debts, and then go to nurse practitioner school, pay off those debts. So she's been saving money, right? 2 years ago, at the maybe right after the pandemic started, her and her boyfriend got married. So she's married now. So she had applied to a program to at Xavier to become a doctor, right? No, she was at Xavier for the nurse practitioner. So now I think she's trying to get her thing at Tulane. So anyway, she got accepted, right, to become a doctor, right, to be go to that program. Girl, do you know her husband, who she just married 2 years ago, is pissed and he don't want her to do the program now, which is starting in August, like August 5th or something.
Wow.
This is
That's
her
terrible.
lifelong dream. Since we were
Yeah.
kids, she always talked about this since she was a little girl. She's way younger than me. But this is something everybody in the family knew she wanted, but she didn't want that kind of debt. So what she's been doing is she'll work a little, pay off everything she owed, and then go back to school. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So it's taking her a little longer than most people would take because she didn't want to owe so much at one time. She done married a
Wow.
man who he knows that she, even when they got married, we were joking,
That
calling
was
her
her
doctor or
dream.
something. And now he's completely against her becoming a doctor. And now she's like, girl, am I gonna have to divorce him? And I'm crying on the phone with her. We crying like, I'm telling y'all, yesterday around 9 o'clock, my eyes were so puffy. I was crying hard because I'm like, don't give up on him, but don't give up on your dreams. So I really don't know what to say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want her
Honestly,
to.
I would just tell her to just. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what
I
to say.
don't know either because I know she love him, right? And I don't want to tell her to, But I mean, at the same time, don't give up on your dream because at the end of the day, if you do, you're gonna wind up hating his ass.
Hmm.
And you done
And
got
why should she shrink
accepted into this
herself?
PhD program. You done got accepted into the not PhD, this physician program. You so close to your goal to have somebody interfere with it.
My thing is, why shrink yourself for another person? And that goes for anybody, a man or a woman. Why are you shrinking yourself? Don't do that.
Yeah, and I mean, I kept telling her go to school. Let the chips fall where they may. If you going to school and becoming a doctor ends your marriage, it was not for you. I mean, because this is something he knew going in, even though you hadn't applied for it yet. He knew this was your goal,
Right.
and now that he has become your husband, he's like putting a stop to it. It's crazy.
Yeah. More and more I think about it, I know for me, I would just still go. And yeah, like you said, let the chips fall where it may, because that's just wrong.
That's the only advice I could give her, and I'm telling y'all, we've been crying for 2 days, y'all. Because when he tell her something nasty, when she talks to me, it's like y'all don't know, I'm really a crybaby. And I'm crying with her. I'm like, girl, and I'm listening to everything she's saying. I'm boohooing. But at the end of the day, I'm telling her, stay strong. It sounds easy to say, but still go to school because this is something you've been wanting your whole life. She
Mhm.
came to live with me, I think in like 2002. She might have been 12, y'all. And she always had this dream. Always. And it's just, she lived with me for maybe, um, my cousin actually had breast cancer. And we took both of them, her and her brother. And my cousin is an excellent mom, y'all. Her mom is an excellent mom. My first cousin, their mom is an excellent mom. And she passed away in 20 she passed away in her after she became an RN. She passed away in I think 2017. But her mom instills in both of her kids that they can be anything they wanted to be, right? Well, she fought this long battle with cancer, right? But even though her kids were living with, us and stuff and living with going from different places, she never stopped communication or encouraging them. She was an excellent mom. You know what I'm saying? She was just a real good person and my favorite cousin. You know how you have that favorite cousin? But, she was just going through a lot with a lot of appointments and.
Yeah, I understand.
And my cousin has battled through a lot, losing her mom at a young age and her mom being sick when she was so young. It's just, to me, it's like, how does man come knowing what you wanted and then just want to change everything or like sweep a rug up under your feet and say, nah, this is not what you're going to be. No, you don't need that now. Now you have a husband, you don't need that. This is not about her having a husband. This is her personal goal. This is something she personally always wanted. And you were on board with it because even at the wedding, guess what we put on the tables? Stethoscopes. We were like joking around about paging, doctor,
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, for him to now not want you to start this new program, this last program of your life. But this is what I say when you find somebody who's not, I'll say jealous. I'm going to just straight up call this shit jealous. Because if he
Yeah,
wasn't jealous, he would be supportive.
absolutely. Well, what does he do for a living?
Girl, I don't want to tell y'all because you're going to bust out laughing. And she loved his dirty drawers, y'all.
Lord,
And I think that's the problem. I think that is the problem. When
yeah,
you do marry someone who don't make clearly nowhere near what you make, they can love you, I think, but they don't want to see you become the full you.
yeah. I mean, I feel like you can't really marry down like that to a man because he's going to be insecure all the time. All the time. He's going to always be insecure.
Yeah, but they're teaching you the women to marry down, right? They're teaching the women to do this. And I mean, as long as she's happy, I don't give a shit what he do. Cause shit, he don't float my boat. You know what I'm saying? What she eat don't make me shit. And because he treated
Mhm.
her so good and she was so happy, we all cool with it, right? But now it's like everybody's like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Why is he feeling like this? You know, you've been new this. This is not a new thing. This is not something new. This is not a new decision she just made for her life. This is something she's been preparing herself for her whole life.
Right.
But this is
That's
why I'm
what make me
telling
say,
women, don't date down, man. This shit can end up bad for you because you'll have people who just are get jealous of you.
mhm.
Let me see. Sister Lily says, what does he do? I hate girl, he's a fucking a bus driver, which is an honest job. Listen, I'm not trying to
I mean, the bus drivers make a decent living. They make a
yeah,
pretty
he
good
makes a
living.
decent living. He's a and I always felt like he was a good guy. But I think just to have her being so accomplished already, and now she's going to school, I think he can't. His own ego can't handle.
Mm.
What does that mean, Lily? What does that mean? What does
What she
that mean,
said?
Lily? Girl, she put up these faces. What does that mean? Listen, I feel like I felt like he was so supportive of her. I'm not saying okay, Lila says bus drivers make nice money, but she's gonna be a fucking doctor. Exactly. But she's already a nurse practitioner. What is damn near like a doctor? Let me tell you something. Last time my head got sick, she wrote my prescription. Listen,
Yeah, I was going to
she's
say
damn
nurse
near dead.
practitioners. They have their own offices, and they are like kind of pretty much a doctor. They
Yeah,
diagnose you and everything, write your
she's
prescription.
at the highest level of nursing, right? But she's always wanted to be a doctor. She's always wanted to be honestly a OBGYN. You know, so right now with a nurse practitioner, they don't specialize, but a doctor can specialize. So that's her whole thing. She wants to specialize. And she can't do that under whatever. I don't know. She explained it to me. I don't understand everything, but I still am supportive of because that's something she's always wanted to do, right? I just feel like sometimes the world tell you to marry somebody who doesn't make this here and you guys can be just acceptable. But she accepts him, but I don't think he can accept her. That's what I'm saying. Can a man really put his ego to the side and accept that she already makes probably 4 times more than what he make? Lily said, let me put my glasses back on. Girl, I keep taking these things off. Every time I read something, I take them right back off. Lily says, if I was in med school, the only thing a bus driver can do is drop me off in front of the library. If I was in med school, the only thing a bus driver can do is drop me off in front of the library. Girl, you're wrong. Okay, so let me just say this here. My she is 30 years old and she's in love with her husband. She is just struggling with her decisions right now. Lily is crazy. Can you hear me, Tequila?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
had to keep going on mute. I was doing a lot of stuff around the house, and it gets loud sometimes. I'm
Yeah, no, I
sorry.
get it. No, I'm just saying, I don't knock anybody for being a bus driver. But what I'm saying is she was in love with him. She married him being one, right? She was happy with that. I just think that sometimes men can't really truly love you, keep wanting to move up. I think Lily said, love is nice, but doctorate degrees are better. I just think that I mean, back to the original subject, can you be enough for one person? You know what I'm saying? Can we really truly be enough for one person? Or is it that they're always going to be looking for somebody other than you or better than you or needing more people than you? Because if you say, I want to be a physician, I'm already a nurse practitioner, now I want to be a doctor, right? Can you really handle that? Can you really handle my goals? Can you really appreciate that this is something I've been wanting before I met you? Or is it once I meet you, I should be satisfied with you? I don't understand the way these people are doing a lot of things. I'm sorry, y'all. Sister Tequila, do you have anything to add? No?
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I might have to drop down. Where nobody at? Tell nobody to come up here until I come back.
I know what Sister Nobody at. Sister Lily, come on up. You came up one time before for squad. You ain't never been up with me. But no, I just feel like that. I just feel like and you have something to do together with your kids.
Yeah.
Oh, here goes Sister Nobody. Come on up, Sister Nobody. I see ya. She said I'm eating. Eat quick, girl. Who is that? That's your daughter? Lily Revenge says, I'm not saying a blue collar guy can't love a career minded woman, but it usually doesn't work out. And if he truly loves her, he would move hell and earth to make sure she became a doctor. You know what? That is how I feel. I really feel like that. And I'm not trying to discourage her because she keeps saying maybe I have to file for divorce, blah blah blah. I'm like, girl, before you even file for divorce, just go to class and just see how you going to school, affects him. That's what I would do. See how you working and going to school affects him. If it becomes so miserable to that point, then file. But just see, and just try to communicate and talk to him about it because maybe he's just because he does have two kids. She has no kids, right? He has two previous kids. And I don't know. I'm just y'all already know I'm a sucker for love. So I want to see love prevail. And I'm thinking maybe he's scared that I don't know. Because guys to me think that women I feel like she wouldn't have married him if she wasn't completely in love with him, right? And I married my husband and shit, we both was broke. I tell everybody that. When he ain't had shit and I ain't have nothing. So I don't believe that she feels any bad way about him because when we talk, she never puts him down behind it, right? But I do feel like maybe in a man's ego, he's like, it's one thing for me to be with a nurse practitioner, but it's a whole another thing for me to be with a doctor. And that's just bullshit because you knew that was her path. You knew that was where she was going. So I don't know. I don't encourage no quick divorces or nothing like that, y'all. But I mean, unless it was physical violence, but it's not. It's nothing physical violence. But I mean, he knew this was what her goal, her life mission was. Her goal was to do this. So Lily said her phone hates StreamYards, y'all. Ah, come on, Lily. That's an excuse. My phone hates StreamYards too, girl. Come on. I got you, Lily. I just want to hear your voice. Let me hear your voice. I'll be happy. Let me see. I don't know why. Yeah, I think I'm really getting old. This some bullshit. Cause I can't read without my glasses, really. So Sister Nobody says if she has a reason to divorce him, she should divorce him now. Maybe she'll find someone while she's in medical, or maybe medical school will help her recover from the divorce. Oh, and I feel like I don't know. I'm just not ready to hear the D word, honestly, because it's a really big word for me. But if that's what she has to do, I'm supportive, but I hope it doesn't end like that because I just know how crazy she is about him. So I wouldn't want to see her sad behind it. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want to see her lose somebody she truly loves behind it. I don't know. I don't know. I just personally wouldn't want to see her get a divorce after only 2 years of being married because of an ambition that he already knew about. I think that, sometimes people get in their own minds and start thinking, I won't be good enough if she gets this here for it, right? But it really doesn't have anything to do with him not being good enough. He's already good enough, right? He's already good enough. She's already in love with you. So it's not nothing else you need to be good enough for other than just to keep being you, just to keep loving her, just to keep supporting her, right? So I don't know. I don't know. Okay, Lilith's Revenge says, I'm only a nail tech, but my husband paid outright for my schooling and my license. He didn't even blink. Okay, Lilith says, I'm only a nail tech, but my husband paid outright for my schooling and my license. He didn't even blink, y'all. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about being a supportive spouse. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you want to do, if your husband can help you, he should be able to help you do something that you're passionate about, something that you want to learn or something that you want to do. Don't look at it as negative. You know what I'm saying? Don't look at it as the next step in her career is something negative for you. Look at it as always something, damn, this is the next step for our family. That's how I look at it. The next step in our family, we're going to be making better money. We're going to be doing better. The next generation will be better. So she says, also, Little Revenge says, it boosts me right out. I mean, I feel like that, because if somebody is helping you, that's what we need. We need positive people, man, in our corners, right? The same way they always say behind a strong black man is a strong black woman, right? Well, behind a strong woman, we need a strong man right behind us, right? Like cheerleading us all the way. And I have that. I mean, I didn't have to go to school, but I'm about to start a new career, y'all. I don't know if I told y'all, but next February is my time where I officially can qualify to retire. And even though I promised that I will stay out the rest of next school year, the whole school year I'll work. But in February, I will be putting in the mule will be officially retiring, right? But I'm also doing things like I've been a notary. I've taken this class on to be a signing agent, y'all. And all this week I have bookings, right? So I'm trying to get all of this here increased with myself so that when I do retire next year, I have some income coming in because I'll have the years, but I'll be way too young to officially retire, right? So let me see. Nobody said, why did she ask if she should divorce him? What's going on with that? She just was asking me for my advice. She was like, kind of is, I guess he aggravating her, like, and because her classes are about to start in August. At the end of August, her school will start, and she's just like he, I guess, working her nerves, and she was like, and so I just gave her advice not to really go ahead and divorce because she still have, a few years of school. But I mean, of course, my thing is see how it play out. I always say, you know, from when I was in corporate, I never fired anybody, right? People will fire themselves. People don't realize that. Like, people will stop showing up for work. People will stop doing things. People will start calling in a lot. You know, I always say anybody who I had to let go, they really let themselves go. And I feel like even with a marriage, when a person is just really not into that marriage anymore, you ain't gotta do shit. They're gonna show you who they are. And I believe that. I believe, you know what? Just you do you, girl. You make sure you attend every class and you do everything you need to be doing correctly. And um shit, he'll find himself. You know what I'm saying? Because if it's weighing so hard on you and you know you crying over it, I don't want to give you bad advice because what I would say do, I would say leave his ass. I'm not talking to her. I'm talking to you guys as my friends. But I wouldn't tell her, my baby cousin, I wouldn't tell her that because she got to deal with that heartache on her own, right? So that's just how I look at it. Sorry about that. Lily's Revenge says, and he let me swatch nail polish on his nails. I cleaned it right off. Girl, that's what I'm saying. That's support though. That's what I'm saying. A good spouse, male or female, should be supportive of what you want. Sister, nobody says this is the next step in our family. They should look at it like that. Exactly. You know, this is the next step. Oh wow, congrats, Mew. Nicholas Pickles, I really don't believe. You know what? I did hear something, maybe a year ago that he was going to go to some like truck driving school. Uh, I know he was looking into it, but I don't think he ever went, you know, looked into that. I'm not sure what his ambitions are, but I do know she really is in love and is crazy about him. But my thing is, I the only advice I actually can give her is to keep doing what she's doing. Is what attracted him to her. And sometimes people want to control you, right? But if you show them that no, 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 I'm still going to do what I said I was going to do, but I still want you along with me. I'm hoping that it works out for her. If it doesn't, I'm feeling like he'll, you know, fire himself. He'll divorce himself because this is something I feel like she needs to do for herself. Yeah, I don't know why, but I'm keep burping. But anyway, this is something I think that, you know, but anyway, back to my original question. So, are we in America, in American society, are we saying that we are accepting the fact that one man for one woman and one woman for one man is not enough? Is that what the new strategies is going to be? Oh, wait, it's more comments. Hold on. Let me see. Nicola. Sister Nobody. She's asking so she knows something of divorce him done and done. Maybe so. Was she, she was just asking, my thing is, I'm not gonna tell unless you tell me it's physical abuse or financial abuse. I don't tell any. I don't suggest that to anybody. You have to actually physically or financially be being abused for me to say get the hell out. For me to tell you leave and me come get you, I'm not even tell you to leave. I'm coming to get your ass. You know, that's just some shit I'm not gonna put up with no family member of mine being physically abused. But I don't really tell nobody to leave like when it's problems. You know what I'm saying? Lilith says she doesn't have kids and she still have viable years. If that's what she wants, she should cut her losses and become the doctor she was meant to be. Honestly, girl, I agree with you. That is something I really want to say. But I like I said again, I'm not gonna tell you to divorce because I feel like I don't want you to blame me for that shit later. You know what I'm saying? But I have always told her, whatever you do, you make sure your ass in class come August, whatever, 19th or whatever. When her classes start, I made sure I even was online looking, making sure she's, got all her classes. No, that's not something as long as she going to school, I'm cool. So far as with the marriage, like I said, it's not abusive, so I really don't want to put too much on her with that. I know she's smart, she's beautiful, she'll come up to a rational decision with that. Nobody says she should probably divorce him now with the amount of money she makes currently instead of end up divorcing him when her money increases so she doesn't end up having to pay. I know, and I kind of told her about that because he does have children before her. She doesn't have any children, and I was like, dang, you know what I'm saying? What if he try to put you on the hook for his kids? But anyway, nobody says, I mean, as of right now, they've only been married 2 years. She can get that and old when she finishes medical school. They might be married long enough for him to try for alimony. Oh, I didn't even think that. Oh, nobody said she can get that annulled, but when she finishes, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, a CDL, niggas, he ain't got no. Girl, you play all day, sister. Nobody. She said CDL. Girl. Wait, sister. Nobody. So you saying a CDL is not he ain't got no ambitions, girl. I can set the link out. Oh, Lily said it does sound like he trying to trap her. And you know what? Y'all got my mind just racing now. Now I want to get off the panel so I can call her because I'm thinking, you know, my whole thing is I don't be want to give nobody some advice that they come back and regret. That's my whole thing. I don't want to say something and then later on she be like, "You told me," you know.
Nah, she need to go on, get a divorce. Ain't nothing
Oh,
wrong with a CDL. CDL is not what I'm laughing at, but every nigga say their ambition is a CDL. A CDL is not an ambition. You can get that in what, 6 weeks, 4 weeks. You could study for it on your own and go take the test and get. That's like saying my ambition is to get a driver's license. You're like you might want to be like, oh, my ambition is to own a truck and run my own line and not work for the company. Or no, when niggas say CDL, you know it's a whole flag. an entire flag on its own.
I just, my thing is so far as with that, it's just like, why get with somebody who wants, who's very ambitious, but because she a woman, she's supposed to put it aside?
Yeah, no, they think that shit. They do. Some of them
Or
do.
maybe he felt like once she married him, she would no longer have that dream or that desire. I don't know
Right,
what
or
the hell
it would
wrong
be
with
like
him.
a side note or something.
Yeah, because this is not a secret to him. It would be different if this was a secret for the family or for him. This is not a secret for anybody. Everybody knows this is her lifelong dream. It's just crazy that all of a sudden now you don't want her to complete it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Yeah, she need to go on and get out of that now, before she end up paying that money, because women do pay more in alimony and in child support than men do in comparison. And right now it's only 2 years. When she finished medical school, it could be 5 years that they're married. And depending on the situation, he could get her for child support for his children, all types of stuff. It really does happen. Black women end up losing money, in marriages and in divorces. These are facts. So, and if he's a bus driver with the CDL as his ambition, she might want to go and get up out of there.
Uh, so this was my original question. Okay, so because I really was hoping you came up. How you been, first of all?
Oh, I'm good. I got shin
Did you,
splints, but I'm good.
shin splints? What is that?
It's when you're fat and you walk too much, and then your shins start hurting. Not really. It's just like, I don't know, if you run or walk or do anything on like a surface that's too hard, or if you don't run properly, you can mess up your shins, and it's just a little pain.
Oh, okay. Well, I hope you feel better. I hate to hear that you're in pain. But okay, so this is my original thing. Do you think that black men and black women, really the men, let me just stop saying black men, because I was about to say people, right? But do you think, because I was really talking to a guy, his name is David Johnson. He claimed he got three women, right? And so I said, well, what did you tell the women that let them know that they'll never be enough or good enough, that you need multiple wives? Well, they know I'm going to have plenty of women. I'm just wondering, is this a new thing for black women to accept? Is this a
No,
new societal norm that women just gonna accept that, hey, I'm just shit and I need to accept anything a man give me?
no, it's not new. It's not new. That's an old thing. A lot of old stuff comes back. That's not new. Nothing about that polygamy, polyandry. None of it's new.
It is new
It's
for me
all
because
recycled.
I grew up here in America and I ain't never heard all this bullshit. I'm gonna be honest with you. Ain't no man could tell me no shit like this. My husband can't tell me no shit like this. So when I hear about these Hebrew Israelites, to me, all that shit is a cult. And it's new to me. Trust me, it's new. And it's not just new to me, it's new to other people. Because when I talk about it to other people, they like, girl, what? And then when you see, what's his name, Nature Boy, when you see them with these pretty women, and you're like, how the hell did y'all convince these women that this shit was normal? you know, that you should have seven wives and three husbands. It's like, what is going on with the world that this man can
It's that
convince
piece
them
of
that
man
he's going to
thing.
have seven wives and five husbands?
It's that piece of man. It's that I'd rather have a piece of man than no man. It's that same nonsense. Yes, they do think that. They think that the end all be all for every woman is to have children and a husband and take on more responsibility and that will somehow just make her the happiest person on earth.
Yeah, but that shit ain't true. Don't no woman want no damn man with all that baggage and you mean to tell me I can't even be number one? I can't even be. Come on now. I I don't know what these women are growing up at, but when I watch that, I be watching Triple C's channel, y'all. When she show Nature Boy, and she show all these other men, I just be like looking at the people, and I'm like, these women look normal. These women don't look like aliens to me. How in the hell are they susceptible to bullshit that this is all your value is? Or and they're sitting up here, girl, this man is in prison. They're holding it down for him. They're holding it
I
down.
knew it. I knew it because I know in our community, a lot of times these dudes do not have the money to support the amount of wives that they want. It wouldn't be a problem if they had the money, but a lot of times in our community, they don't have the money, and if they do, they're usually like on some pimp stuff. It's just tragic. But my phone's ringing. I'm gonna drop down real quick.
Okay. Yeah, Lilith says, yes, that's patriarchy. It's patriarchy to a certain extent. And then to me, it's brainwashing to another extent. Because if somebody can convince you that this is all the hell your value is, that ain't just patriarchy. That's you just being stupid. I was trying to create a new word. Stupid altery. Because at what point are we supposed to say we know with the common sense that the Lord, thy God, let me stop. How are you not? I mean, I don't care what religion you are. At some point, your God, your Lord, Buddha, Muhammad, all the gods, um, Seth, Rahman, all of these people, somebody should have told you don't be no damn fool. At some point, somebody should have said, don't be a fool. God damn. And I mean it with all sincerity and not trying to down anybody. But at some point, you cannot keep blaming, oh, because that's patriarchy and men. At some point, I do feel like some of these women are abused, right? But at some point, these women are not abused and they just want to be a part of maybe like a how some guys want to be part of a game. So sometimes these women are not really abused. They want to be accepted by this gang. So they'll do anything and will subject themselves to anything, right? So I don't know, but it's something going on. Lilith Revenge says these men have thoroughly convinced themselves that all women want in the end is to hear the pitter patter of tiny feet and an overgrown man, baby. So, hey, you're right. Because guess what? Life is so much more than that, right? Life is more than that. And I don't get, you know, I don't knock anybody who want to be a wife, who want to be a good husband, a good wife, who want a family. I don't knock that. I think that's beautiful. That's just, okay. I don't knock it. But what I am saying is, what happens to these people who allow themselves to be used in cults and all this other shit? Because all it is some bullshit. Because, first of all, none of that is even legal here in the States. But I'm noticing it's going on for a long time with the Mormons, with the young Pharaoh, with the not young Pharaoh, Nature Boys, with the Polites. All these people keep bragging that they got multiple. The David Johnson, all these men got multiple wives, right? How the hell y'all gonna have multiple wives? And it's only legal here, as far as I know, as far as the world know, for you to have one. So, what you got one legal wife, and all the rest of them is concubines? I mean, how is it these women are justifying this dumb shit? I, I don't get it. I really don't get it. But I guess I thought some of these Hebrew Israelites, because I know they love this channel, could jump on and explain it to me. But I guess nobody willing to explain that part to me, because honestly, I really would want a woman who's a Hebrew Israelite to come and tell me what she feels she gets out of being a third, fourth, fifth, 10th wife. Like make that shit make sense to me. That's what I really want. I really would desire somebody to tell me, oh my God, my life is so perfect. I'm getting such a good feeling. And I really want to hear that story of, I'm just so happy being a fifth wife. And until I hear that bullshit, I'm just not going to believe it. I'm just not going to believe it. I need to hear one of these women come up and say they're happy being a wife. Lily says, I gotta find my glasses again, y'all. I don't know. I be walking in this house, y'all, and I just set them down. Let me go find them because I'm trying to clean up, y'all. I'm trying to clean up. Okay, I got them right here. Okay, Lily says, there some cultures do actually benefit in some ways, but Western culture is far too warped to put that in practice. Okay, so I don't even know how to take that, Lily. What countries can benefit with that in some ways? Now, I just can't. Let me see. What countries can benefit that in some ways? What countries? Now, I do know cultures are just some old cultures that just used to that way of life, right? And again, just because something you're used to or the way something has been doesn't make it right. Slavery was something that went on for thousands of years. People were used to it. It was the way of life. It did not make it make it did not make it right, right? It might have been right for the dominant people who had or owned the slaves, but it definitely didn't make it right for the people who were the slaves, right? So I even feel like that way with patriarchy. They always talk about how great patriarchy is. It's good for the guys, but it wasn't good for the women. And it was not. And that's what we always fall into with this here when we talk about things that happened in the past, right? It's always something that was good for the men or good for the higher class and not the lower class. Let me put my glasses back on, Lily. Lily, hit the link, honey. This says there are some cultures do actually benefit in some ways, but Western culture is far too warped to put that in practice. Okay. There's a seldom contacted tribe in Sri Lanka, I think, that allow women to have multiple husbands. I'm not sure, but let me tell you, when I lived in Norfolk, Virginia, I actually worked with a lady. She was Asian, she was Chinese, and we had a gathering, and I got to meet her mom and three men, and she told me that the three men who were there, when none of them were her father, that her mom had four husbands. And that's when I learned that story. That basically over there, because it's so scarce for the women, a family would basically allow you to marry, and basically that wife was property because her dad sold her to the highest family, right? But they did treat her well, right? So, but I mean, this is what she claimed. I don't know, but yeah. So because over there they actually were murdering the girls, right? So it's like 12 or I don't know how many men to each woman that's born. So it goes to the highest bidder to who's going to actually ever get married and procreate, right? Which is something like what Cynthia G is talking about here. Um, what she call it? Breeding? What kind of breeding? Shit, I can't think right now. But anyway, it's like selective breeding, right? So now over there, they have selective breeding. Only the ones who can afford a bride can actually breed, right? The rest are turned into homosexuals over there. And it's because, whatever. Okay, Lila says they say they benefit because they have a good age ratio among the tribe, basically assuring there's someone for everyone. I don't understand that, Lily. What are you saying? A good age ratio? No, I don't understand that part. So hop on the link. Hit the link, Lily. You need me to post that link? Let me post this link again. Don't be scared, Lily. Don't be scared. But no, I want anybody to hit the link that can explain to me about why you think these people need multiple wives. I mean, if you can explain to me why somebody would need a multiple wife, I just would love for you to come up. That's not too many old people. Lily says, okay, two. So that's not too many old people. I'm not still sure, Lily, what you're saying. Hit the link, Lily. Hit the link. Yeah, I was trying to bring Suave out of retirement, but this shit ain't gonna work. It don't seem like it's working for him. But I know Goldmine say he was studying, and I was hoping my brother could hit the link or Mumu or somebody. But I appreciate everybody who been rocking with us over here. I can't. It boots me out immediately. Oh, StreamYard is gonna boot you out immediately. Mm. Just try it right quick and see. If it does, I understand. If it doesn't, maybe unless I don't know. I've never really had a problem with StreamYards, but I mean, I don't know what kind of phone you have. But let me see how long I've been going. 3 hours and 7 minutes. And I really feel like I can go a lot longer. Yeah, I feel like I can go a lot longer. Oh, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. But anyway, I did want to kind of have a fun conversation too. But I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and end this stream, you guys. I'm not one to buy the latest gadget. Look, you like me, girl. Let me tell you something, Lily. I have an iPhone I got for Christmas because my daughter bought it for me for Christmas. I will keep a phone, girl, 8, 10 years until they break on me. And I have got to get better because they talk about me so bad. Yeah, I had the last phone I had was a Samsung Galaxy 3. My daughter just bought me this phone. I think it's a 12 iPhone. And it took me forever. I'm still learning this phone. But anyway, yeah, you are not alone, sis. Trust me. I wouldn't even have this phone because truth be told, my Samsung Galaxy 3 still work good. So, but they were just teasing me and talking about me so bad with that phone, but it worked good. So Shit. I was not trying to upgrade nothing. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this stream. I love you guys. Thank you guys for coming out, and just be on the lookout. If you're not subscribed to the Mule, let me see if I can find my. If you're not subscribed, come on over to the Mule. I might come hop over. Lily, have you ever been on my channel or no? Go mine. I might go live over there. So I'll see you guys. Have you seen me lately? Let me see. Oh God. Oh, I'm nervous. I'm nervous that I'm gonna kick myself off. Ay, ay, ay. I'm sorry. Am I back? Did everybody leave? Anyway, I went over to my thing so I can get this, so I can post. If anybody want to come over, I'm gonna be trying to be over here until Suave come back. At least I'm gonna try to start doing this here once a week for this Tuesday. So I don't know. I need to pick a hotter day. Tuesday is not a good day. I don't know. Maybe Thursday or Friday. Maybe Friday. Try and pick a good day. But anyway, anybody who wanna come over to the Mule, I'll be going live over there. So yeah, Lilith, I remember. But anybody else who wanna come? Sister Nobody jumped off. But anyway, I appreciate everybody for coming over, and I still have that question. Nobody has answered that question. So, is the new norm is going to be for women and men to just accept we're not enough for each other? We're going to cheat. We need to accept that we're going to have multiple husbands and multiple wives. So, I guess I'll still be asking that question until somebody come and give me a better answer. Or some type of an answer, right? So I haven't received that answer that I'm looking for. So All right, guys. I will see you guys. Thank you so much. Please, on your way out, if you have not already hit the likes and subscribe button, please hit it. Bye bye.